என்னடா இது நம்மள சேர்க்கலையே அந்த இடத்துல ஏன் உணர்வுகள் இருக்குல்ல, கூட போறது ரத்த பாசம் ஒண்ணு இருக்கு இல்லையா, பட் திருநங்கையா மாறதுனால அந்த இடத்த சேர்த்துக்கல. இல்ல பேரண்ட்ஸ்ல இருக்கு. when I did my engineering, என்னோட இன்ஜினியரிங் முடிச்சிட்டு நான் வெளியே வந்துட்டு லைக் ஐ வாஸ் புட் மை ஸ்டாண்ட் லைக் சொல்றேன், அம்மா நான் வந்து நீங்க நினைக்கிற மாதிரி லைக் ஆண் கிடையாது, என்னோட உள்ளத்துல வந்து வர மாதிரி ஒரு சக்தி இருக்கு, நான் இப்படிதான் ஃபீல் பண்றேன். ஐயோ அவ்வளவுதான், ஒரே கூட்டிட்டாங்க, தலையில அடிச்சுக்கிட்டாங்க, ஊரை கூட்டிட்டாங்க, ஃபேமிலியை கூட்டிட்டாங்க. இவன் ஒரு மாதிரி வித்தியாசமா போய் படிக்க போறேன் கோவாக்கு, அங்கதான் ஏதோ ஒண்ணு பண்ணிட்டாங்க. இவனை கோயிலுக்கு கொடுப்பாங்க, சாமி ஆடுங்க, வேப்பில அடிங்க, கவரு கட்டுங்க, மொட்டை அடிங்க. எங்க லேக்கிங்? இதுக்கான ஒரு புத்தகம் இருந்துச்சுன்னா, ஒரு ஸ்கூல்ல நம்ம படிக்கும்போது தாஜ்மஹால் ஷாஜகானை பத்தி படிப்போம், இல்லை மும்தாஜை பத்தி படிப்போம், தஞ்சாவூரை பத்தி படிப்போம், வள்ளலாரை படிப்போம், நேரு பத்தி படிப்போம். எங்கேயாவது திருநங்கையை பத்தி ஒரு கரிக்குலம் இருந்துச்சுன்னா இத்தனை பேரண்ட்ஸ் அவங்க அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் இருந்திருக்கும். ஸ்டில் வி ஆர் ஃபைட்டிங் ஃபார் தட். எஜுகேஷன் லெவல்ல லைக் ஒரு திருநங்கைனா யாரு, ஹூ தே ஆர், அவங்க ஏதோ வெளியே இதுல இருந்து எதுவும் இங்கிருந்து வரல. லைக் இதே ஒரு சமுதாயத்துல ஒரு பெண் வயிற்றுல இருந்து கிளம்பி வெளியே வந்தவங்க தான். ஆனா அது அக்செப்டன்ஸ் கிடையாது. அப்ப அந்த இடத்துல அவ்வளவு பிரச்சனைகள். என்ன அப்படிதான் சொன்னாங்க, சான்ஸே இல்ல, எனக்கு கூட்டு மொட்டை அடிச்சாங்க, நிறைய பேர் வேப்பில எல்லாம் அடிச்சு விட்டாங்க. நானும் மாறணும்னு நினைச்சேன். நான் கூட அப்ப என்ன நினைச்சேன்னா, பேசிக்கா ஓப்பனா சொல்றேன், அந்த மாதிரி யாரையும் நான் பார்க்கல பாண்டிச்சேரியில. பிகாஸ் ஐ ஃபெல்ட் மை செல்ஃப் லைக் ஐ அம் சம்திங் ராங், என்னோடது தான் ராங்கா இருக்கு, ஐ ஷுட் சேஞ்ச் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ரெண்டு சொக்கா உள்ள கையை போட்டு நடப்பேன். பிகாஸ் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக் த ஹேண்ட்ஸ் கம்ஸ் லைக் திஸ். அப்ப நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன், ஓகே அப்பா அம்மா கஷ்டப்படக்கூடாது, தங்கச்சி அண்ணெல்லாம் இருக்காங்க, கல்யாணம் பண்ணிக்கணும், they should get married because of me, they doesn't want to suffer, they doesn't want to get any bad name for the society or relationship. அப்படிதான் I felt them, but I couldn't control. இது நானா ஏற்படுத்துறது கிடையாது. இட் கம்ஸ். அதே மாதிரி ஒவ்வொரு திருநங்கையும் திரும்பி அவங்களா ஆசைப்பட்டதெல்லாம் கிடையாது, ஆசைப்படுவோம். பிகாஸ் அப்சர்வேஷன்ஸ் லைக் என்னோட இது பார்க்க போனீங்க, இன்னைக்கு நான் காட்டன் செட் தான் நிறைய கட்டுவேன். பிகாஸ் மை மாம் யூஸ் டு வேர் காட்டன் செட். I love her like when she was wearing. அதே மாதிரி இந்த வங்கி மோதிரம் நிறைய வந்து எல்லாம் ஓல்டு தான் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். பிகாஸ் ஐ யூஸ் டு அப்சர்வ் தட். ஆனால் இப்போ இருக்கிற பார்க்க போனீங்கன்னா என்னோட மக்கள் இலக்க மக்களை பார்க்க போனால் பேரே பார்க்கலாம், கஜோலு, ரம்யா, லைக் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் நேம்ஸும் அதே மாதிரி இருக்கும். பிகாஸ் லைக் சொசைட்டி கூட அவங்க ஒன்றி வாழ்றதால அவங்க அது மாதிரி ஒரு பேர்களை வச்சு பேர்களுக்காக வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. அப்போ அந்த மாதிரி ஒவ்வொரு இடத்துலையும் சூசைட் ரேட் இஸ் நாட் ஒன்லி ஃபார் த மேல் அண்ட் ஃபீமேல் டிரான்ஸ்ஜெண்டர்ஸாக இருக்குது. பட் we don't know because அவங்க சொசைட்டிலிருந்து வெளியே வர்றது கிடையாது. இட்ஸ் நாட் ஒன்லி ஃபார் த சூசைட் themselves. இன்னைக்கு வந்து அறுவை சிகிச்சை வந்து எஸ்ஆர்எஸ் செக்ஸ் ரீஹாபிலிட்டேஷன் சர்ஜரின்னு சொல்லிட்டு லைக் நம்மளுடைய மெடிக்கல் லைனில் வந்த காரணத்தினால இதுக்கு முன்னாடி பார்க்க போனீங்கன்னா திருநங்கைகளை அறுவை சிகிச்சை செய்யணும்னா ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. அவங்க அறுவை சிகிச்சை செய்யணும், இப்படி ஒரு பள்ளம் நோண்டி வச்சுருவாங்க, பெரிய பள்ளம். அவங்களுக்கு அடிக்க எத்தனை இருக்கு. அவங்களுக்கு என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, அவங்களை ஆண் உறுப்பில் அந்த ஒரு ரோப் போட்டு கட்டி they should ask to walk. when they walk, when they get the giddiness, லைக் அந்த ஒரு மயக்கம் வரும்போது அந்த பிளட் சர்க்குலேஷன்ஸ் அந்த ஆண் உறுப்புக்கும் அவங்க பாடிக்கும் வராமல் இருக்கிற நேரத்தில் மூத்த திருநங்கைகள், ஓகேவா, இதுக்குன்னு அந்த காலத்தில் அப்போ டாக்டர் கிடையாது, திருநங்கை தான். ஒன்றும் இல்லை, அவங்க எங்களுக்கு ஒரு சாமி இருக்குது, மாத்தான்னு இருக்குது, அவங்ககிட்ட வந்து பர்மிஷன் கேட்டு கட்டியால் 2 பக்கம் அறுத்து தூக்கி போட்டுருவாங்க. தூக்கி போட்டு ரத்தம் அடித்து பிச்சுக்கிட்டு வெளியே வந்து அதில் உயிர் பயிற்சானா உள்ள கூட்டம் சாமிகிட்ட போடுவாங்க, இல்லாட்டா அப்படியே பழத்துக்கு நோண்டி போட்டுருவோம். இன்னைக்கு நடந்துச்சு. யூ மஸ்ட் ஹவ் சீன் லைக் தென்காசியில் நடந்துச்சு. இன்னைக்கும் தாயமா கையின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன். காசு இல்லை, நான் பெக் பண்ண மாட்டேன். நான் 12th முடிச்சிருக்கேன். நான் வந்து ஏதாவது பிச்சை எடுத்து நான் காசு சேர்த்து நான் அறுவை சிகிச்சை பண்ணிக்க மாட்டேன். எனக்கு இப்போ காசு இல்லாமல் பண்ணி விடுறாங்க, அவங்ககிட்ட நான் பண்ணிக்கிறேன். அவங்களோட பாடி கண்டிஷன்ஸ் என்ன இருந்துச்சு, அவங்களோட உணர்வுகள் என்ன இருந்துச்சு, அவங்களுடைய ஒரு பெண்ணாக மாறுறதுக்கு என்ன மாதிரிலாம் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. கடைசியில் இன்னைக்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லை, மண்ணில் போயாச்சு. அதை சூசைட் சொல்ல முடியுமா? தட்ஸ் ஆல், சூசைட் ஒன்லி. பிகாஸ் அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அவங்களோட ஏர்ன் பண்ணி அவங்களால இது பண்ண முடியல, எனக்கு வந்து தாயமாக போடணும், இன்னைக்கு மண்ணுக்கு போயாச்சு. இப்படியும் ஒரு சூசைட் போயிட்டு தான் இருக்கு. யாருக்கு இருக்காங்க? That's why like not only male and female, the transgenders also do the suicide for every day, every single time. Need for the mental health screening, where the intervention routine for screening is there. Who will do for it? Who will support for us? Because the trans is a minority group. உங்களுக்காக ஒரு கிளினிக் ஓப்பன் பண்ண முடியாது. ரீசென்ட்லி ஐ வாட் ஒரு மீட்டிங் டிரான்ஸ்ஜெண்டர்ஸ்க்காக நம்ம ஐஎம்சிலேருந்து கூப்பிட்டு வந்திருந்தேன். அப்போ டாக்டர் சொன்னார், லைக் உங்கள் மக்கள் வந்து நிறைய இதில் இருக்காங்க, நிறைய போதைப் பொருள், ஏதோ இது பண்ண முடியலன்னா ஏதோ ஒரு மாத்திரை போட்டுக்குவாங்க, இல்லை ஆல்கஹாலிக்காக ஆகிடுவாங்க, இல்லை ஏதோ ஒரு போதையில் அவங்கள நிதானப்படுத்திக்கணும், சொசைட்டி கிட்ட போய் அசிங்கப்படக்கூடாது. அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி கேசஸ் நிறையா இருக்குது. டாக்டர் பேசும்போது டாக்டர் என்ன சொன்னார்னா, உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு சின்ன குரூப்புமா, உங்களுக்காக ஒரு தனியாக ஓபிடி கொடுக்கும். இல்லை சார், தனியாக ஓபிடி கொடுக்கலாம். அவங்க வந்து இல்லாட்டாலே ஒரு ஆணோ ஒரு பெண்ணோ ஒரு சைக்காட்ரிக் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டுக்கு போகிறதுனா என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க, ஐயோ பைத்தியம் முடிச்சிச்சு, அதுக்கு தான் போகிறாங்க. அதனாலேயே யாருமே போகிறது கிடையாது. லாஸ்ட்டாக புத்தி போய் அவனே பெண்ணாத்தப்போ சொல்லும் போது தான் நம்ம கூப்பிட்டு போகிறோம். அவனுக்கு ஒரு இது ஒரு நார்மல் ஒரு இதுதான், அதை நம்ம வந்து வெளிக்கொண்டு பேசுறது இல்லை. அதனால ஒரு பெண்ணோ ஒரு ஆணோ வந்து ஒரு ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் போகிறதுனாலே ஒரு பிரச்சனைகள். அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும்போது லைக் பேட், how we are going to support for them? Who is going to support for them? Common barriers to mental health, lack of எல்லாமே இருக்கு. என்ன இருக்கு? உணவுக்காக யாசிக்கிறோம், இல்லை ஏதோ ஒரு வீடு வாடகை எடுக்கிறதுக்காக யாசிக்கிறோம். அப்போ ஒரு 10 கடை ஏறினா ஒரு வீடு வாடகை கொடுக்குறோம். வாடகை கொடுக்கறதுனா எல்லாரும் வாடகை கொடுத்துட்றாங்களா? இல்லை. வாடகை கொடுக்குற பெரிய மனசு இருக்கும், ஆனால் பக்கத்தில் இருக்க வீட்டுக்காரர் என்ன சொல்லுவான்னு தெரியாது. இல்லை வீட்டுக்காரர் வந்து கொடுக்கலான்னு அவங்க ஒய்ஃபு, ஏன் இவங்கெல்லாம் உள்ள கூட்டம் வைக்கிறீங்க, இவங்களுக்கு ஏன் வாடகை கொடுக்குறீங்க? கொடுக்குற மனசு இருந்தாலும் இருக்கிற சொசைட்டி அவங்களை அக்செப்ட் பண்ணுற காரணத்தினால என்ன செய்வாங்கன்னா, 2000 ஒரு சராசரி ஒரு ஆணோ ஒரு பெண்ணோ அந்த வீட்டை வாடகை கேட்க போகும்போது 2000க்கு கொடுக்க வேண்டிய வீட்டை 5000 சொல்லுவாங்க. என்ன செய்வாங்க? they'll take what they think themselves. Okay, today I'm taking 10 shops, tomorrow I can take 20 shops to earn myself. இன்னைக்கு நான் 10 கடை ஏறுறேன், நாளைக்கு 20 கடை ஏறினா சேமிப்பேன். ஏன்னா என்னால் ரோட்டில் படுக்க முடியாது. இல்லாட்டாலே ரோட்டில் நடக்கும் போய் சீண்டுதல் லைக் வம்பு போட்டது தான் இருக்கு. நான் ஒரு நடு ரோட்டில் படுத்தா என்ன ஆகும்? தென் தேர் இஸ் அ டைம் லைக் அவங்களுடைய சர்வீஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கான இதுக்கு எதுவுமே கிடையாது. அங்கே தான் வந்து லைக் மென்டல் ஹெல்த் கேர் லைக் எங்கே இருக்குது, அஃபோர்டபிலிட்டி எங்கே இருக்குது, இன்க்ளூசிவ் சர்வீஸ் அவங்களோட சர்வீஸ் எங்கே கொண்டுட்டு போகிறதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் எங்கே இருக்குது? நிறைய இடத்து இருக்குது. கவர்மெண்ட்ல பெருசாக சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கா அந்த 3ஆம் பாலினத்துக்கானது. White and black they send to the every state the paper, and which state government taken care of that paper? Nobody, because nobody will ask for them. No, யாரு கேட்கணும்? அவங்களோட வழிகள் அவங்க தான் கேட்க முடியும். பாம்பின்கால் பாம்பு இருக்கிறதுனால ஒரு திருநங்கையோட வழிகள் அவங்க தான் பேச போகிறோம். இதே ஒரு ஆணுக்கு ஒரு பெண்ணுக்கு நடந்தால் அவங்க அக்கா தங்கச்சி அண்ணன் தம்பிங்க வருவாங்க. ஏதோ ஒரு ஆணுக்கு நினச்சா அங்கே பங்காளிக்கு வருவாங்க. யாருமே வரமாட்டாங்க. அதனால nobody will bother. Now this people are like taking census and like they come forward to ask for their rights. How caste, class and gender identify well? ஆண்களோடு பெண்களோடு தான் ஜாதி கிடையாது. இங்கே திருநங்கையிலும் ஜாதிகள் இருக்கு. இந்துல அந்த பிரச்சனையுமே இருக்காது. ஒரு முஸ்லீம் became they want a transgender, no way. One, maybe the family killed them, or if they come to the community, the family come to the okay. Time off. பசிக்குதுல நாமும் பசிக்குதான். ஓகே சரியா? அப்ப அங்கேயும் அதே இடத்துல அங்கேயும் பிரச்சனைகள் இருக்கு. அந்த ஜாதிகளிலும் ஒரு எந்த ஜாதியா இருந்தாலும் ஒரு ஜாதியிலேருந்து வெளியே வர்றதுக்கு அங்கேயும் ஜாதி உள்ள பிரச்சனைகள். முஸ்லீம்ஸ்லோ கிறிஸ்டின்ஸ்லோ லைக் வெளியே வரதுக்கு நிறைய பிரச்சனை. இந்துக்கள் வந்து நம்ம நிறைய சாமி கும்பிட்றோம், அர்த்தராஜேஷ் கும்பிட்றோம், கிருஷ்ண பரமாத்மா கும்பிட்றோம், ஐயப்பனை கும்பிட்றோம், பெருமாளை கும்பிட்றோம். அவங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கை வரலாறு எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் வந்தாங்கன்னு பார்த்தா யாருக்கெல்லாம் குழந்தைய ஆனாங்கன்னு நிறைய பேருக்கு தெரியும். அப்போ அதில் வந்து கொஞ்சம் அளவுக்கு இருக்குது. ஆனால் இந்த ஃபோட்டோஸ்லாம் வீட்டில் வச்சு கும்பிடுவோம், ஆனால் வீட்டில் அந்த ஒரு குழந்தைய சேர்த்துக்க மாட்டோம். அதான் பிரச்சனை. வீட்டிலோ கோயிலோ டெய்லி நம்ம ஒரு கோயில் திங்கக்கிழமை சிவன் கோயிலுக்கு போகணும், லைக் அதுக்கு ஒவ்வொரு டேட்டுக்கு ஒவ்வொரு கோயிலுக்கு போவோம். சனிக்கிழமை பெருமாள் கோயில் போகணும். பெருமாள் எப்படி வந்தாருன்னு அவங்களுக்கு தெரியும். அப்போ எல்லாத்துலேயுமே ஒரு வாழ்க்கை வரலாறு இருக்கமோ, இந்த திருநங்கை மத்தியிலும் ஒரு பிரச்சனைகள் இருக்கமோ, அந்த இடத்தையும் அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு பிரச்சனைகள் அதிகமாக இருக்கு. காஸ்ட் லெவலில் ஹார்மோன் தெரப்பி அண்ட் மென்டல் ஹெல்த் பாசிட்டிவ் நெகட்டிவ் சைக்காலஜி எஃபெக்ட். ஹார்மோன் தெரப்பி நாட் ஓன்லி ஃபார் த ஃபீமேல் டேக்கிங் ஹார்மோன்ஸ், தட் ஒவ்வொரு டிரான்ஜெண்டர்ஸும் ஹார்மோன்ஸ் இருக்கும்போது த சைட் எஃபெக்ட் அவங்களுக்குள்ள பிரச்சனைகள், அது எவ்வளோ டிப்ரெஷன்ஸ் ஆகிறதுக்கான பிரச்சனைகள் நிறையா இருக்குது. பட் ஸ்டில் we want to live as a like human, we want to live as a woman in the society and we taking for the hormone to show myself as a woman. என்னோட பாடி சேஞ்ச் ஆகிறதுக்கான ஹார்மோன்ஸ் எடுக்கும்போது என்னென்ன சைட் எஃபெக்ட் இருக்கும், என்னென்ன ஃப்ரஸ்ட்ரேஷன் இருக்கும், என்னென்ன டிப்ரெஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும், என்னென்ன பாடியில் பாயில்ஸ் வரும், இதெல்லாம் we go through that. Gender dysphoria and psychological well-being, understanding dysphoria and mental health. Why transgender individuals are risk system? தனிமை எல்லாருமே சாவதான் அடிக்கும். பட் லைக் எங்களால் தனிமையாக தான் இருக்க முடியுது, எங்களால் வேறு யாரும் கூட சேர்த்துக்கிறதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் இல்லை. அப்போ சிஸ்டம் அண்ட் சோஷியல் ஃபேக்டர்ஸ் லைக் லீட் புவர் மென்டல் ஹெல்த். லைக் ஒவ்வொரு சராசரி ஒரு மனுஷனும் அவங்களோட மன ரீதியாக அவங்களோட புரிதல் கொண்டுட்டு வந்தீங்கன்னா they don't be a single day. Role for the community support, important for the peers, support groups and community space. ஒவ்வொரு இடத்துலையுமே ஒரு புரிதல் லைக் இப்போ பார்க்க போனீங்கன்னா இந்த காலேஜில் இந்த நர்சிங் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஒரு பியர் we can bring it out, லைக் அவங்கள உருவாக்கலாம். இந்த மாதிரி உள்ள பீப்புளை எப்படி நம்ம உமன் செல் மென் செல் வைக்கிற மாதிரி ஒரு டிரான்ஜெண்டர் உமன் செல்லேருந்து லைக் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பீப்புள் இருந்தால் அவங்களுக்கு என்ன மாதிரி சப்போர்ட் கொடுக்குறோம், வேர் they identify vision bring them also. Role of the family mental acceptance rejections is always like இதுதான் பேசிட்டு நம்ம ஃபேமிலியில் என்னென்ன இஷ்யூஸ் என்னென்ன மாதிரி ப்ராப்ளங்கள் போயிட்டு இருக்கு, என்ன மாதிரி இருக்குன்னு. ஒர்க் பிளேஸ் டிஸ்கிரிமினேஷன் மென்டல் ஹெல்த் லைக் ஷீத்தல் இஸ் ஸ்டாண்டிங் ஹியர். ஓகேவா, ஷீத்தல் இங்கே ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணுறது பெருமையாக இருக்கலாம். பட் நான் ஒர்க் பண்ணுற இடத்துல எனக்கு இன்னும் டிஸ்கோரியா லைக் இன்னுமே எனக்கு வந்து லைக் டிரான்ஸ்போபியா இருக்குது. Yes, I work in a medical college, but still there's different people. The different fingers are same. It's not the same. ஒவ்வொரு விரல்களும் டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டாக இருக்குமோ அங்கே இருக்கிறவங்களே நிறைய இடத்துல இருக்காங்க. பட் என்னதான் எஜுகேஷனாக இருந்தாலும் அவங்களோட மனபாகம் என்னவா இருக்கோ அதுதான். அப்போ அந்த இடத்தையும் ஒர்க் பிளேஸில் உங்களுக்கு நான் டிக்னிட்டியாக வாங்கணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு வேலைக்கு போகிறேன், அந்த இடத்துல எனக்கு வேலை செய்ய உள்ள ஒன்று என்ன சொல்லுங்கள் செக்ஷுவல் அபியூஸ், நீ அப்படி தானே என்ன பார்த்துக்கலாமா? பிகாஸ் நாட் ஒன்லி ஃபார் த டிரான்ஸ்ஜெண்டர் பெண்களுக்கு உள்ள பிரச்சனைகள் தான். ஒவ்வொரு இடத்த வேலை செய்கிற இடத்துல அவங்களுக்கு உள்ள என்னென்ன பிரச்சனை இருக்கோ அதே மாதிரி ஒரு டிரான்ஸ்க்கும் டிரான்ஸ்மெனுக்கும் இருக்க தான் செய்யுது. அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி இஷ்யூஸ் ஒர்க் பிளேஸிலும் we are suffering for it. Sexual violence and mental health is obviously like not only for the trans, it's also women's also. Suspense abuse in the transgender community coping mechanism and this. That we have to bring it up, we have to motivate and alter this. Mental support in India, extending policy programs gaps. Yeah, if it all comes, who will lead that? The normal person doesn't care about it, then who will go to that? If you are bringing the policy and all, like you should make that in that area of the trans should be there. Then only they can speak about it. இப்போ வந்து உமன்ஸ் வெளியிருந்து உமன்ஸ் இருக்குப்போ உமன்ஸோட பிரச்சனை உமன்ஸ் தான் பேசணும், அது மென்ஸ் கூட பேச முடியாது. அதே மாதிரி ஒவ்வொரு பாலிசி நம்ம கொண்டுட்டு வரும்போது கேப்பிலும் அந்த இலக்கு மக்கள் இருந்தால் தான் அவங்களோட உரிமைகளை பற்றி கேட்கவும் பேசவும் முடியறதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் இருக்கும். இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ஆஃப் ட்ரைனிங் ஃபார் சென்சிட்டிவ் தெரபிஸ்ட் அண்ட் சைக்காலஜிஸ்ட். யா, நான் இப்போ ஒரு மேமை கேட்குறேன், பிகாஸ் there is any therapist for the transgenders to come out for the arrogant and all the things? Yoga, you know, we can bring it out. That is the situation. Roles for the NGOs and advocacy groups, reach gap, mental health support. நிறைய வாலண்டியர் செக்ஷன்ஸ் இருக்காங்க. லைக் அவங்க வந்து லைக் என்னமா பார்க்குறோம், உழவரை பார்க்குறோம், லைக் ஜிப்சியை பார்க்குறோம், இந்த மாதிரி பார்க்குறோம். அப்போ இந்த மாதிரி மக்களையும் பார்க்கும்போது இவங்களுக்கும் உள்ள பிரச்சனைகளை அந்த வாலண்டியர்ஸ் லைக் கொஞ்சம் கொண்டுட்டு வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு சப்போர்ட்டோ அட்வொகேசியை பற்றி பேசினா இன்னும் நல்ல வாய்ப்புகள் இருக்கும். அவங்களுடைய இந்த ரெண்டு, I'm not saying this both are right because they don't have any option, that's the thing. One is the begging and sex work. If you give the job, in that job place, you should give the protect for us. அங்கே எங்களுக்கு வந்து எங்களை ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கான பாலிசி கொண்டுட்டு வாங்க. ஒர்க் பாலிசி எப்படி மேல் அண்ட் ஃபீமேல் இருக்குமோ ஒவ்வொரு இன்ஸ்டியூஷனும் லைக் எல்ஜிபிடி பாலிசி ஒன்று கொண்டுட்டு வந்தால் தான் அதுக்கான வேலைகள் செய்ய முடியும். இல்லாட்டா பண்ண முடியாது. நிறைய பெண்கள் லெஸ்பியன் இருப்பாங்க, யாரும் சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. மேபி வீல் பி ஐடென்டிஃபைடு, அந்த பொண்ணு அப்படியே தான் இருக்குது, அவங்க தான் இந்தியா போகிறா, அவங்களோட ஸ்டேட்டஸ் அப்படி இருக்குது, ரீல்ஸ் பார்த்தா அப்படிதான், அப்படி தான் பண்ண முடியும். ஆனால் இதே ஒரு டிரான்ஸ் மென்னோ டிரான்ஸ்ஜெண்டரோ தே கம்மிங் அவுட், ஓகே திஸ் இஸ் மீ, திஸ் இஸ் மை ரைட், ப்ளீஸ் ஹெல்ப் அஸ், ப்ளீஸ் சப்போர்ட் அஸ் கேட்குற நிலைமை வரும்போது they should help us. The NGOs make them to advocacy with that group of people who is like signing as an authority இருக்கிற மக்கள் மத்தியில் பேசுறதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகளை ஏற்படுத்தினா நல்லா இருக்கும். Therapy of benefit out gender affection therapies improve the mental health. We should bring it out. Yeah, transgender protection rights 2014 வந்துச்சு, எங்க இருக்குன்னே தெரியாது. In the government, whenever we go to talk to the government, social welfare and all the things, oh, is there like that? Can I get a copy of it? Please, no. Come on. You are the government, you must have got all the order papers. No, before that madam is there, maybe she must have kept somewhere else. Can you arrange for him? What to do? எனக்கு பசிக்குது, நான் என்ன செய்யணும்? டவுன்லோட் பண்ணி அந்த காப்பி எடுத்து கொடுத்துட்டு தான் வந்துட்டு இருக்கேன். What to do? Gaps of the legal framework, challenges, எல்லா சட்டைகளிலும் ஓட்டைகள் இருக்கிற மாதிரி எங்களுக்கும் சட்டமே கிடையாது. அது ஓட்டைகள் எங்கே வர்றதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள், சட்டம் ஏற்றினால்தான் ஓட்டைகள் வர்றதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் இருக்கு. Schools and colleges policy of the education. ஒவ்வொரு எஜுகேஷன் ஸ்கூல்ஸ்லோ லைக் மேல் அண்ட் ஃபீமேல் பண்ணி போடாமல் டிரான்ஸுக்கும் பக்கத்தில் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா படிக்கிறதுக்கான நிறைய பேர்கள் இருக்காங்க, படிக்கிறதுக்கான அவங்க மென்டலி நம்ம கொண்டுட்டு வர்றதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் அதிகமாக இருக்குது. Religions and culture barriers. Yeah, I talk about that Muslims and non-Muslims. Strategy used by the transgender individual maintains mental health. Who will bring? Who will make it? We should ask them. Like, நானும் beg பண்ணிட்டு தான் இருக்கேன் ஒவ்வொரு இடத்தையும். Community-based mental health initiatives. Success mental health programs. We should make them. Because like நம்ம வந்து இப்போ ஓவரால் எல்லாத்துக்கும் பண்ணும்போது ஒவ்வொரு கம்யூனிட்டி மக்களும், நாட் ஓன்லி டிரான்ஸ்ஜெண்டர், we take up with the gypsy people, what they got to nobody knows and they also have the problem. அது அந்த மாதிரி ஒவ்வொரு இதுக்குமே நம்ம தனித்தனியாக ஒரு மென்டல் இது கொண்டுட்டு வந்தால் நல்லாயிருக்கும். The future we all be the inclusivity to learning from the other countries transgender mental health. சாரி, இது வந்து நான் இப்போ ஏற்படுத்தினேன், ஆனால் இவ்வளோ நாள் பெருசாக நினச்சிருந்தேன் அமெரிக்காவை பற்றி. இன்றைக்கி அமெரிக்கா ஒன்றுமே இல்லாமல் போச்சு. எல்ஜிபிடிக்கான ரைட்ஸ் இந்தியாவுக்கு வர லைக்கு டிரான்ஸ்ஜெண்டர் ஸ்கூல் ஹெச்ஐவிஸ்க்கான ஃபண்டே ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டான். அப்போ அந்த மாதிரி அவங்க ஒரு கிறிஸ்டியானிட்டியோட மென்டல் இருக்குமோ இந்த சிச்சுவேஷன்ஸ் குளோபல் பெஸ்ட் ப்ராக்டிஸ் எப்படி கொண்டுட்டு வர போகிறோம் தெரியல. வில் வெயிட் அண்ட் see that. Need for the inclusive health care, important for gender sensitive affirmative health care. Training healthcare professionals, basic things எந்தெந்த இடத்தையும் ஒரு இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ்னால் அங்கே இருக்கிற அடித்தட்டு மக்கள்லேருந்து மேல்தட்டு மக்களுக்கும் ஒரு புரிதல், நாட் ஓன்லி ஃபார் த ஃபீமேல் அண்ட் ஃபீமேல், trans and other caste and all the things. If you talk about it, the doctor will naturally be very helpful for the community. Roles of the media shaping purpose. நிறைய மீடியாஸில் நிறைய இது என்னவா இருக்குன்னா, ஒரு காலத்தில் அன்றைக்கி காட்டினது தான் இன்றைக்கி காட்டிகிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஏதோ ஒரு படத்தில் தான் ஏதோ ஒரு இடத்துல தான் திருநங்கையில் ஒரு பெரிய இடத்துல காமிக்கிறாங்க. பட் இந்த மீடியாஸ் இன்னும் நல்ல லெவலுக்கு கொண்டுட்டு வந்துட்டு அவங்களோட ஒருத்தவங்களோட சிறப்புகளை வெளியே கொண்டுட்டு வந்தால் கண்டிப்பாக லைக் அது ஒரு மாயை வந்து மறைக்கிற அளவுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் கிடைக்கும். இன்க்ளூசிவாக இருக்கிறதுக்கான சான்சஸ் நீட் மோர் ரிசர்ச்சர்ஸ் மென்டல் ஹெல்த் லைக். ஏன்னா வந்து பார்க்க போனேன், ஒரு பெண்ணுக்கும் ஒரு ஆணுக்கும் இருக்கிற மென்டலுக்கும் ஒரு திருநங்கை இருக்கிற மென்டலுக்கும் வித்தியாசம் என்ன இருக்குன்னா ஒன்றுமே கிடையாது. அடிப்படை அவங்களுக்கு ஒன்றுமே கிடையாது. அதனால they looks at very, I used to be very stubborn, அரகண்டாக இருப்பேன், நான்லாம் மதிக்கவே மாட்டேன் யாருமே. பிகாஸ் யூ நாட் கெட் ரெஸ்பெக்ட். ஒய் ஐ ஹவ் நீட் டு ரெஸ்பெக்ட். என்னை வீட்டை விட்டு வெளியே தெரிஞ்சுட்டாங்க, சாப்பாடே போட. இன்றைக்கி நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஸ்டேட் இருக்கேன். டுடே இஃப் மை ஃபேமிலி கம்ஸ் ஐ won't accept. I know I am very arrogant. Because when I be in the street, nobody support us. And today if I come, chanceless. Same thing like everybody attitude like that. இதுக்கு தான் government policy impact mental health is economics empowered mental. Economics எங்கே போகிறதுன்னு தெரியல. Religions and spiritual popping எல்லா இடத்தையும் பேசப்பட்டிருக்கு. இல்லைங்க, பைபிளில் பேசப்பட்டிருக்கு, இந்து மகாபாரதத்தில் பேசப்பட்டிருக்கு, ராமாயணத்தில் பேசப்பட்டிருக்கு, குரானில் பேசப்பட்டிருக்கு. நான் ஒரே ஒரு கேள்வி கேட்குறேன், ஏன் வந்து டிரான்ஜெண்டர்ஸ் எல்லாருமே ஆசீர்வாதம் வாங்குறாங்க? யாருக்கா தெரியுமா? முடிக்கிற நேரம் ஒரே ஒரு கேட்டுக்கிறேன். யாருக்காவது தெரியுமா? ஏன் திருநங்கைகள்ல ஆசீர்வாதம் வாங்குறாங்க? டைம் எடுத்துக்கலாமா? பேசிடலாமா? டைம் இருக்கா? சொல்லலாமா அதை பத்தி? ஓகே, ராமாயணம். ராமாயணத்துல ராமர் சீதை எங்க போவாங்க? வனவாசம் போவாங்க. எத்தனை ஆண்டுகள்? 16 ஆண்டுகள். ஓகேவா? அந்த நேரத்தில் வனவாசம் போகும். அந்த கிராமத்தில் இருக்கிறவங்க அவங்களை வந்து 2 ராமர் சீதையும் லட்சுமியும் ஒரு காட்டுக்கு அனுப்புவாங்க. அப்போ போகும்போது யாரெல்லாம் போவாங்கன்னா ஆண்கள், பெண்கள், திருநங்கைகளும் போயிருப்பாங்க. ஆனால் அவர் என்ன பண்ணிட்டார்? ஓரவஞ்சனியா என்னை வழி அனுப்ப வந்து ஆண்களும் பெண்களும் வீட்டுக்கு சென்று வாருங்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டார். அப்போ என்ன செஞ்சாங்க இந்த திருநங்கைகள்? நம்ம தலைவர், நம்ம ஐயா, நம்ம கடவுள் நம்மளை வீட்டுக்கு போக சொல்ல நம்ம இங்கே இருக்க சொல்லிட்டார் சொல்லுது. அவங்க 16 ஆண்டுகள் முடிச்சுட்டு வெளியே வரமோ லைக் தாடி மீசையோட அந்த மரத்துக்கு உட்காந்துருக்காங்களாம். அப்போ அவர் கேட்குறாரு, யார் நீங்கள், ஏன் நீங்கள் இருக்கீங்க? அப்போ சொல்கிறாங்க, ஐயா நாங்கள் உங்களை வழி அனுப்ப வந்தோம். ஆனால் அன்னைக்கு வந்து நீங்கள் ஆண்கள் பெண்களை வெளியே வீட்டுக்கு போய் சேருங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டீங்க, எங்களை நீங்கள் போக சொல்லலை. அப்போ என்ன ஆச்சுன்னா அதனால் உங்கள் வார்த்தைக்காக நான் கட்டுப்பட்டுங்க இருக்கணும். அன்னைக்கு ராமர் சொன்னாராம், யாரெல்லாம் அவங்கள வந்து ஆசீர்வாதம், ராமர் ஆசீர்வாதம் கொடுத்து, ஓகே இனி வரும் காலங்களில் இந்த திருநங்கைகளை ஆசீர்வாதம் பண்ணால் நான் ஆசீர்வாதம் பண்ணுற மாதிரி, ராமரே உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஆசீர்வாதம் பண்ணுற மாதிரி அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அன்னைக்கு ஒரு இதை ஏற்றினார். அதனால தான் இன்னைக்கு திருநங்கைகளை வந்து கையை வச்சா ராமர் ஆசீர்வாதம் பண்ணுறதுக்காக ஏற்றிட்டு, ராமர் வந்து தமிழ்நாட்டு பக்கம் கிடையாது, நாட்டு பக்கம். அதனால நாட்டில் வந்து அவங்களுக்கு நிறையா மரியாதை மதிப்புகள் இருக்கிறது. இங்கே வந்து நம்மகிட்ட முத்து மாரியம்மா, காளியாத்தா, மாரியாத்தா இருக்கிறதால அதை பற்றி நமக்கு தெரியல. ஓகே, அதுதான் ஃபெய்த்துக்கான தான் சொல்லுது. Need for space, please. Collaboration with stakeholders, policy makers, mental health, access to the crisis support, suicide prevention helpline, transgender specific mental health service, online therapy, helpline for the mental health transgenders, mental health advocacy, raising awareness for the pushing for policy changes, success stories for the hopefully. Conclusion, summary to key point and call the action, better mental health service. Open discussion. If you have time, you can ask any questions. I am ready to answer. Thank you, guys. வேற ஏதாவது கேள்விகள் இருந்தால் சொல்லலாம்.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I request our moderator to review the session. Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful session on ensuring mental health for transgender individuals, and also your overview about LGBTQI. Ma'am, in a nutshell, you have explained how they are facing the issues in family, legal and social challenges, but has some positive changes in recent years also. And in line with the UN's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and the organization has committed to leave no one behind. So they have focused LGBTQ community, and UNDP is working to strengthen laws, policies and programs that address inequalities and seek to ensure respect for the human rights for LGBTQIA peoples. So ma'am, one drop makes an ocean. Here, as per your talk, India's LGBTQ community not just legal wins, but still faces some prejudice also. By this, emphasizing your representation brings significant changes over the years, and thank you, ma'am, for bringing awareness amidst us. Sure, ma'am, new thinking on therapies, curriculum and research. We'll be collaborating with you, and we will be implementing soon. Thank you, ma'am, for full insightful session. Thank you.
Thank you for the moderation. Herewith I request Dr. Professor Rajeshwari ma'am, Vice Principal, Indirani College of Nursing, to honor the resource person of the day with small token of accomplishment.
My dear delegates, change இல்லை அப்படின்னு சொல்லி மேம் வந்து தமிழ் பேசினாலே எல்லாருக்கும் மேம் வந்து கதறாங்க லிட்ரலி இல்லையா? எங்களை பார்த்துக்க யாருமே இல்லையே, எங்களுக்கு செய்ய யாருமே இல்லையே, இது உங்களை உறுத்தலையா? உறுத்துதா? ஏதாச்சும் செய்யலாமா? யார் நினைச்சா செய்ய முடியும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க? நான் என்ன ஒரு சிறு துளி. அம்மா நினைச்சா செய்ய முடியும். உங்க அம்மா நினைச்சா செய்ய முடியும். ஏன்னா ஒரு பெண்ணால என்ன வேணா செய்ய முடியும். முடியுமா? ஸோ உங்க அம்மா கிட்ட இன்னைக்கு ஈவினிங் போய் சொல்லுங்க. இல்லை கேர் கிவர் அம்மா இருந்தாங்கன்னா அவங்ககிட்டையும் சொல்லுங்க. நம்ம சொசைட்டியில் நம்ம கம்யூனிட்டிக்குள்ள டிரான்ஸ்ஜெண்டர் வந்தா வெளியே விட மாட்டாங்க. ஒரு கூணா குருடா ஹேண்டிகேப்பா ஒரு குழந்தை பிறந்தா அதை வச்சு சஃபர் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே அம்மா வளர்க்குறாங்களா? காலம் ஃபுல்லாக அந்த குழந்தைக்காக கருகி செத்தே போகிறாங்களா அம்மா? ஏன்னா என் குழந்தை அது இல்லையா? டிரான்ஸ்ஜெண்டராக பிறந்தாலும் நான் விட மாட்டேன். அதுக்கு என்ன நடந்தாலும் கடைசி வரைக்கும் அதுக்கு நான் செய்வேன் அப்படின்னு உங்கள் அம்மாவை நீங்கள் மோட்டிவேட் பண்ணிங்கன்னா போதும். நாளைக்கு நீங்கள் அம்மாவாகும் போதும் அப்படி இருந்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு 100 பேர் டிரான்ஸ்ஜெண்டரை ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு இருக்குமா? Shall we do that? Please take a pledge on that on this auspicious day. Thank you.
This is the time to lunch. Only 20 minutes lunch break will be there. I request the delegate to return back by after 20 minutes. I request the delegates to return to the conference hall by 2:50.
ஓகே ஹலோ.
கேக்குதா? நான் மீட் பண்ணிருக்கேன். மீட் எடுத்துட்டா பிள்ளைக்கு வரும்.
இப்ப அவரை வெல்கம் பண்ணும் பொழுது நாங்க பேசணும், இங்க உட்கார்ந்து தான் பேச முடியுமா?
இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இதை மீட் பண்ணிட்டு
புரியல.
போன் இந்த மாதிரி வச்சுங்க.
Okay.
நீங்க அன்மியூட் பண்ணிருக்கேன்.
இப்ப நான் வந்து போனோட மைக்ல தான் அனௌன்ஸ் பண்ணாங்க.
அது கேட்காது.
மைக்ல கேட்காதா? மைக்ல தானே நான் பேசுறேன்.
அது ஒரு வார்த்தை வந்து கேளுங்க. அந்த செட்டிங் சொல்லி தான் நான்
இப்போ இது வந்து எல்இடில இதாகும். இப்ப
அது
சார் அவர் பண்ணிடுவாருங்களா?
அவங்க பேசுறது கேட்கும். அது எனக்கு தெரியும். ஆனா நீங்க பேச கேக்குறீங்கல்ல, அது மிக்சர் சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு பாக்ஸ் அது நிறைய இருக்கு. அது
ஒரு 2 நிமிஷம் அவர் வந்து
அதுக்கு நீங்க உட்காந்து பேசிட்டு போயிருக்கேன்.
ஹலோ, மேடம் ஷேர் ஆச்சுங்களா? இப்ப கேட்கல மேம், நீங்க போன்ல பேசுறதும் கேக்குது. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பேசும்போது கேட்டுச்சு. நான் லைன் மீட்ல தான் இருக்கிறேன் நான்.
போஸ்ட்டை மாற்றிக்கலாம். இது பாருங்க, நீங்களாம் நான் போஸ்ட்டை மாற்றிருக்கேன்.
மேம் இப்ப கேக்குது.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
எஸ் மேம் கேக்குது.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Good, sir. Thank you, sir. சார் ஒரு 5 மினிட்ஸ் சார் எல்இடி ஆடியோ சிஸ்டம் கொஞ்சம் போயிருக்காங்க. ஒரு 5 மினிட்ஸ்க்கு அப்புறம் நீங்க இதுல இருங்க சார். ஐ வில் பி டாக்கிங் வித் யூ சார். எஸ்
ஓகே மேம்.
moderate the session.
Happy afternoon, ma'am. It is the immense pleasure to start the occasion, auspicious occasion by hearty welcome by our beloved resource person, Dr. T. Jayanti, Vice Principal, Vemeshwara College of Nursing, Chennai. As we gathered here, we came together with a shared purpose and common goal, whether it is to be celebrated an important milestone related to current legal and ethical consideration in mental health. Professor Dr. T. Jayanti has completed UG course in the year of 2000 under Adiparashakti College of Nursing, Chennai, and her PG course completed in the year of 2008 in specialization of psychiatric nursing in SRM University, Chennai. She has completed her PhD nursing in the year of 2015 in SRM University, Chennai, and additional qualifications such as BLS and ACLS provided an instructor course in American Heart Association, and she has 11 other credentials and appointments. Here we just highlighted the important points such as Research Authority Committee members, Master Trainer of TOT, Panel member in Scientific Integrated Program, Staff Nurse Recruitment Committee, Executed Government Order, INC and PNMC, and PhD Coordinator in Umayalachi College, conducted Mental Health Wellness Clinic. And her career highlights are overall 21 conference and workshop executed. Place in PG and secure overall percentage in academic 2007.
The topic given to me is, see, this is going to be an interactive session. I don't want to talk in a monotonous way, so I want the session should be in an interactive way. Okay, the topic given to me is current legal and ethical consideration in mental health. Have you all gone to mental hospitals? Yes? Yes? Yes or no? Where?
ஹலோ அண்ணா அது இன்னும் போட்டு தானே வைக்கல அதில்
One is legal and ethical issues, legal and ethical consideration, and our role. What is the psychiatric nurse's role? Okay, these are all the three topics we are going to discuss in today's session. So we all know that there is a huge discrimination is there in the mental health service accessibility. Okay, if you are searching the Google God, if you want to consult a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a psychiatric nurse, if you are searching, in which place you will get more number of people? City side. Rural side you can find out either 1 or 2. Yes or no? So there is a huge disparity is there in the mental health service system itself, healthcare system itself. Okay. So there are a lot of challenges, legal and ethical challenges occur in this mental health care system. The issues arise in two ways. One is issue that occurs in the rights of mentally ill people. How many of you are aware of the rights of mentally ill people? What are the rights they have? Whether they have a right? Yes? They are having rights. Okay. Whether we are taking an initiative to protect their rights? No. In real scenario, even we have gone to the Institute of Mental Health along with our students. It was not practiced. In reality, book part we can say. Book whatever we can read the rights, it is there. Lot of rights are there. In practice, whether are we implementing? No. The answer is no only. Okay. So in legal issues, what are the legal issues we are going to discuss? Mental Health Care Act 2017, stigma and discrimination, mental health and criminal law, right to health and treatment, telemedicine and mental health and substance abuse, and mental health of children and adolescents. These are all the topics we are going to discuss in today's session. As well as we பண்ணுவோம். பேஷண்டோட மெயின்டைன் பண்றோமா? கண்டிப்பா கிடையாது. நம்ம எங்க கிளினிக்கல் போஸ்டிங் போனாலும் we used to maintain good relationship with other college students, not with our classmates, not with our seniors. Always we used to maintain good rapport with other institutions only. Okay, so the relationship, the problem, ethical issue arise in the maintaining professional relationship with the patient, and also end of life decisions, and deinstitutionalization and community-based care, and research and ethical conduct. So in these 4 areas, we used to face the ethical issues. First one is the Mental Health Care Act. So we know that initially the Mental Health Care Act was enacted in 1987. But later on, because it is based on the Mental Health Care Act of England, so that is applicable to their culture. But for our culture, it's different from British culture. So that they made lot of changes in the Indian Mental Health Act of 1987. But later on, they found mental health professionals, they found that there is an inadequacy. That is the inadequacy is there in the services system, so that they modified the Mental Health Care Act in 2017. Okay, this legislation, it has given or it has added on some more provisions in the mental health services of mentally ill people. So they have given provisions. There are 5 important areas they have given as provisions. That is, what is right to access mental health care. Okay, right to health is a each right of each and every individual or each and every citizen of India. Okay, in the same way, mentally healthy people also, they have a right. They should get a adequate care and treatment. But the accessibility and availability is not checking. Where we are getting treatment? Only in the urban area. Because many of the rural places still mental health services are not available. But still, government is taking an initiative to bridge the gap. Because our students, they are going to a community health center like Sembakam and Othivakam, they are going. So when I have gone there, I found that the government is taking an initiative. They made a MOU. They had a MOU with a non-governmental organization like Banyan. So Banyan Road and the health center MOU put weekly once. Every Wednesday, the mental health team from Banyan, they will visit the primary health center. And they used to give a care to the people those who are having mental illness in that particular surrounding. And also, they are helping this Banyan, they are also helping the people those who are having mental illness. They are making them to keep some tea shops, the flower shops, and the more they are providing a financial support also. So in that way, they are bridging the gap in the healthcare system. Second one is the involuntary admission. So, voluntary admission means what? What is voluntary admission? If the patient coming in on their own willingness, if they are coming, it is voluntary admission. But psychiatric patient will come in that way? No. Why? Because they won't have an insight, they won't have a self-awareness about their illness. So they will say that I am normal, I don't have any problem. Why should I? That sort of questions we used to get from the patient. So in that situation, we have the last chance. Okay, always we have to get a consent from the patient and we have to admit them in a hospital. That is the routine we have to follow. But if the patient is having a severe or chronic mental illness, in that situation, we have to allow them to admit in a hospital in an involuntary basis. Okay, involuntary admission is considered only at the end. Okay, that should be a last option, not in the first option. Second one is the right to make an advance directive. Okay, when a patient is having a mild cognitive impairment. Okay, what is mild cognitive impairment? When aging occurs, cognitive impairment will be there. Do we have cognitive impairment? Yes or no? Because of mobile phone, we all are addicted to it. Many things we forget. Yes? No? Is it not like that? So cognitive impairment, if the patient is having a mild cognitive impairment, the patient can decide in future if the patient's condition worsen. Okay, if the patient is having a severe cognitive impairment, what sort of treatment the patient wanted to undergo or what again, Dhanush movie. Many of you, yes? In that movie, what he will do? He will attempt a suicide because of a love failure. Yes or no? So the police will arrest him. Okay, but if the patient is having a mental illness, in that situation, if the patient is attempting suicide, then it is not a crime. According to Indian Penal Code Act, that says that if the patient is attempting suicide, it is a criminal offence. But if the patient is having a severe depression, because of depression, if the patient attempting suicide, it is not a criminal offence. Yes, am I making it clear? Second, the last one is the Mental Health Review Board. So, the Mental Health Care Act 2017, they insisted that every state and every district there should be they have to create a mental health review board. This review board will monitor the mental health hospitals or small psychiatric homes. Everywhere you can see, lot of psychiatric homes are there. They are not treating the patients with due respect. What sort of care they are giving? What sort of care they are giving? அடிப்பாங்க வேற என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? Just they will put them in a room and they will lock. They are not bothered about even the basic things, food and other part. So that will be there. So that has to be reviewed by this mental health review board. Okay, so according to Indian Mental Health Act, they are insisting that every state and district they should have a mental health review board. It is the responsibility of a review board. They have to monitor the psychiatric homes or a psychiatric hospital. They have to see the living condition of a psychiatric patients and also the treatment facilities available in the psychiatric hospital. So these all the things are included in the new Mental Health Care Act 2017. Second one is the stigma and discrimination. Yes, how many of them, as like transgender, when we are having a mental illness in our family, whether the family accepts? Definitely not. Because they don't want to, when you have a stomach pain or when you have a headache, immediately you will inform to your parents or immediately you will inform to your classmates. Whether you have a mental upset, will you inform to your friends or your parents? No. Because support system is very, very important for psychiatric treatment. Whenever the patient is having a mental upset, they have to ventilate their feelings and they have to get a moral and psychological support. Then they can easily overcome from this problem. If you are not getting, when there is an inadequate support system, only the person's condition will be worsening. So there will be a lot of stigma and discrimination is there in the mental health service system. Then mental health and criminal law. Already I told you, multiple boys, எல்லாருமே பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. Yes? அப்போ குணா மூவி பாத்தீங்களா? குணா கேம் தான் பார்த்திருப்பீங்க, மூவி பார்க்கல. Okay, so Guna movie, if you are seeing that movie, Kamal Hassan is a mentally upset person. He might be misused for he might be involved in theft and other illegal activities. Okay, if a person is mentally ill, if they are involving in any sort of criminal activity, they should not be punished. Okay, that provision is there in our Indian Mental Health Act. Next one is the right to health and treatment. Okay, in right to health and treatment, as like our basic rights. Here, mentally ill person also have the rights to get a proper, adequate treatment. Okay, they are also having a right to health. Okay, so because of that only, the National Mental Health Program as well as District Mental Health Program, they expanded their service to the rural areas. But still, there is a inconsistencies are there in the mental health services. Rural area, there are a lot of services are available, but comparing to the urban area, we have a lot of services compared to the rural areas. Next one is the telemedicine and mental health. Okay, telemedicine practice guidelines that has to be followed. What they are doing in telemedicine? What they will do in telemedicine? They will give a online consultation. Okay, when they are giving an online consultation, we have to check the confidentiality, whether we are getting consent from the patient. That we have to check, and also we have to check the confidentiality of the information. Okay, these two parts we have to consider when we are using a telemedicine for giving a mental health services. Then mental health Because most of us in our country, if the child is having any problem or if the adolescent is having any problem, it is not addressed properly. First of all, family members are addressed panamaatendra. That is the problem. First, the children are not accepting their problem. If you are asking, if you are identifying any students are having any deviant behavior, if you are calling them and asking them, what happened, ma, what is your problem? Either they will keep quiet or they won't reveal anything. Both the ends are there. So, most of the time, when the children or the adolescents are having a mental health problem, it is unaddressed. The students themselves, if they are not coming forward, we can't extend their support system. And mental health and substance abuse. So we know that the Narcotic Drug and Psychotropic Substance Act that says that, what does the act says? What the act says? If a person is possessing or if the person is transferring or if a person is using substances, it is the offense. They will be arrested. They will be punished. Okay, but if the patient is having a substance abuse disorders, they have to be treated in a proper way. We have to give a holistic care to them or we have to treat them in a compassionate way. Okay, because our laws focusing only on the use of substance abuse or transportation of substance abuse, those people are punished. But we have to see that why they are using it. Okay, what was the consequences they are facing because of that? Because they are addicted to that, they are unable to overcome from that problem. So what we have to do, they need a adequate care and support. Okay, that has to be provided to them. Then therapeutic boundaries and professional relationship. Always, we are playing dual role in our life. Yes? Are you playing dual role? Yes or no? What dual role are you playing? What are the roles? Anyone dual role? Yes or no? Here you are playing a student. Okay, student role. When you are going home, either daughter or son in that role. Okay, the same way as a professional, when you are working in a field, you have to maintain your professional role as well as, because our community is very small one. When you are working in the same hometown, you belong to that particular community or a society. So you should know how to limit or how to maintain a relationship, professional relationship. You should know the limitations where you would limit yourself. Okay, the boundary you have to set. Okay, fine. It's not it. So when you are doing a research in a mental health patient, what has to do? Say, how many of you in your clinical area have you got a consent from the patient? Sisters உங்ககிட்ட ஃபார்ம் கொடுத்து சைன் வாங்க சொன்னது இல்லையா? பேஷண்ட் கிட்டயோ ஃபேமிலி மெம்பர்ஸ் கிட்டயோ என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? போய் பேப்பரை கொடுப்போம், சைன் போட சொல்லுவோம், வந்துருவோம் இல்லையா? Any one point of time, have you explained what for you are getting signed from the patient? Yes? Really? Are you explained that? Then I am very happy. Okay, so you have to get the informed consent from the patient. That is very important. That is one of the important ethical and legal considerations you have to keep in mind. Based on their level of understanding. ஒரு குழந்தை கிட்ட நீங்க சொன்னாலும் சரி, ஒரு வயசானவங்க கிட்ட சொன்னாலும் சரி, இல்ல ஒரு நார்மல் adult patient கிட்ட சொன்னாலும் சரி, based on their education, based on their understanding level, you have to explain what for you are getting consent. Okay, that's very important regarding the informed consent. Second one is the confidentiality. Why we have to maintain confidentiality? If you are not maintaining confidentiality, you are gathering some information, immediately you are sharing the information with share the information. That's very important. So you have to maintain a confidentiality and you have to maintain a privacy. Then next one is the cultural competence. So we all know that in India we have a diverse cultural people out there. So it is a responsibility of us to maintain or you have to respect the culture of a patient whenever you are giving care to the patient. The next one is the patient has the right to refuse treatment. See, if the patient is having severe depression, doctor suggesting a electroconvulsive therapy, ECT. What is ECT? Commercial is known as shock treatment. Okay, so if the patient is refusing it, what will you do? Will you impose the treatment on the patient? No. Okay, so the patient has the right to refuse the treatment. So you have to respect the patient's autonomy. That's very important. If the patient says no, okay, you have to explain to the patient again and again. You have to convince the patient. If the patient is not convinced or if the patient is not in a position to give a consent, then you ask a legal help. Not a legal lawyers yaro avanga kitta you have to ask it. Okay, that's very important. Okay, so you have to get a substituted consent. Okay, when a patient is not in a position, you have to get a substituted consent from the family members. That's very important. Okay, so what is our role as a nurse? What do we do? In safeguarding the rights of mentally ill patient, what will you do? You won't do anything? What's our role? One role illa namukku. Psychiatry ward pona namukku role illaya. No need of giving care to the patient. Do you feel sleepy? Post-lunch session, difficult session, I understood, but still. So we have to, first, we should have a knowledge. That's very important. You should know what the mental health law says, in which way we can protect the patient's rights. Okay, that's very important. First, we should be knowledgeable and we have to protect the rights of a patient and get informed consent, whatever procedure you are doing to the patient. If the patient is not in a position to give an informed consent, get a substituted consent from the family members. Okay, then maintain confidentiality. Whatever information patient sharing, maintain the confidentiality. In this way, we have to protect the rights of a patient. And one thing you have to keep in mind that there is no health without mental health. So always have a positive attitude and spread positivity around you. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you for expressing knowledge on ethical considerations in psychiatry, and I request our moderators to review the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful session. Ma'am has highlighted many points about legal and ethical considerations. Mainly how to maintain the rights of the mental health patient and how to prevent discrimination and suicide of the patients and what is the role of telemedicine in mental health, and the important thing is social stigma. So around the psychiatric patient many social stigmas are there. As a psychiatrist or psychiatric health nurse, they have to give more counseling sessions to the patient as well as the family members to how to overcome that particular social stigma. And the main thing is you have to maintain the confidentiality of the patient. And one thing I want to highlight here, the government also, either central or state government also takes some initiative to allocate more fund regarding mental health disability. Mainly they are focusing about the physical health disability. So as a psychiatric association of psychiatrists or any other nursing personnel, you recommend the government to provide or allocate more fund to maintain mental rehabilitations of the patients. So herewith I thank ma'am. So actually the first session after the lunch will be sleepy mode. Our student will be in the sleepy mode. So your voice will be more audible and make the student as awake. So thank you ma'am. It is a more informative session. Thank you.
Herewith I request Dr. Professor Mallika Kannan ma'am, Principal, Indirani College of Nursing, and I request Dr. Jayanti ma'am, HOD of Mental Health Nursing, to honor the resource person of the day with a small token of accomplishment.
Ma'am.
Acquiring the right talent is the most important key to the growth. Now the session is on forensic psychiatric nursing by Dr. Fabiola Mercy Thanaraj, Principal, Meenakshi College of Nursing, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Herewith we welcome Dr. Professor Mallika Kannan Ma'am, Principal, Indirani College of Nursing, and Dr. Professor E. Chandralekha Ma'am, HOD of Department of Psychiatric Nursing, to introduce the speaker and moderate the session.
Hello. According to that I can. Okay, warm good afternoon to one and all. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers, especially Dr. Mallika Kannan, Jayanti, who coordinated with me throughout. And the topic which is given to me is forensic psychiatric nursing. As you can see the picture, what picture can you see on the slide? In that picture, there hand off. Very good. Okay. Let me just tell you two incidences. You all would be studying forensic nursing. Okay. The topic over here is forensic psychiatric nursing. Okay. There are two topics. Okay, so I'll just start with a short story so that you have a better understanding of what I'm going to tell you. And both the stories are real life stories. One story is, there is a small boy, this is a real story. He was studying 12th standard in Chennai, in one particular school, not 12th, 10th standard. His father and mother, both of them were working. He come a very rich school, a rich family, and he was working, studying in a school. And most of the time the parents were away, they were not in the house. So what this boy, the caretaker was a housemaid. So he lived in a very luxurious house, and every day he used to watch a movie. And he used to watch the same movie again and again and again and again and again. And the movie there's a person using a blade to cut himself, okay, in the throat. So this boy used to watch this movie every day. Denamo school there is no supervision for him. There's a housemaid who is giving him water, food and other things. But the psychological need, there is no need. So he's a single child as well. So he used to watch this movie every day. The book and then cut the throat of the teacher. This is a real story. It came in the news also. This teacher has two daughters, and on the way to the hospital she passed away. Okay, lot of counseling was given for this boy, and the பையனுக்கு there was one thing which people, and I also saw that boy,
he thought that cutting with the blade is normal. Every day he used to see that week, okay? Each and every day. Even I spoke to him, he felt it is a normal entity. Okay, this is one story. Another story is, I know of a nurse who is married to a, of course, a man, and he's diagnosed with schizophrenia. So she did not know before she got married, but after she got married to her, she came to know he was a schizophrenia. You all know that when the schizophrenia takes medicine, they are normal. There is no issue at all. So they could use sometimes, like every time she got monitor him, sometimes he used to skip the tablets. So he used to have delusions and hallucinations and all sorts of things. And one day what happened is, he tried to murder one of the neighbors. And what happened is, that man, like accidentally, he even shouted and he fell down and died. Did you understand? And the art of the this man had a fight with another man. He pushed him, he fell down and died. Okay, these are two scenarios. Okay, one scenario is a boy who sees him continuously and does a murder. Okay, this is only known as, this comes under what? A normal dog boy does a murder. Okay, it comes under forensic nursing. When a person has schizophrenia and he does a murder, it will come under forensic psychiatric nursing. This is the difference between forensic nursing and forensic psychiatric nursing. Okay, because what are we doing conference now? We are redefining things. Okay, this is a super specialty in psychiatric nursing. Okay, so remember, boy, he was put under custodial care. He was given counseling, and they spoke to his parents also, but he was not able to come out of it. Still, they are giving him counseling. So he will come under forensic nursing. Okay, the second story I told you, the staff nurse's husband who actually murdered the neighbor comes under forensic psychiatric nursing because the patient has a psychiatric disorder. Okay, so I think the class is over. So if you know the difference between these two, you have understood what is forensic psychiatric nursing. Okay, quickly we go through a few slides and highlights of forensic psychiatric nursing. I just prepared a few objectives. So, difference between define forensic psychiatric nursing, difference between the two, discuss the job responsibility of the forensic psychiatric nurse, and the qualities and skills of the forensic psychiatric nurse, enlist the common mental health conditions for forensic psychiatric clients, explain the setting where the forensic psychiatric nurses work, explain the pathway of care for forensic psychiatric patients, and what should their nurses expect. And you all should know, forensic nursing, psychiatric nursing is still not evolved in our country, okay? But we have PG forensic nursing, which is available in one of the colleges in Delhi, New Delhi. Okay, that's what I already told you. I just emphasize it. Forensic nursing, application of knowledge of nursing process to solve medico-legal use, help in criminal investigation system, judiciary, and to reach out the right conclusion. So don't forget the first story. Okay, so coming to conclusion with certain, you all have seen different types of movies. Okay, horror movies alla psychiatric da irukudhu. The movie 3, Onion. Okay, they all depict different types of psychiatric patients in different scenarios. Okay, so this is psychiatric forensic nursing. And the second definition is forensic psychiatric nursing. Okay, this is the main thing. So it is a specialized nursing practice that involves caring for people with mental illness. Is it clear to everybody? with mental illness who have been involved in crimes or other legal issues. Is it clear to everybody? So forensic psychiatric nursing is people who do crimes and who are mainly having mental illnesses. Okay. So when did this new concept evolve? This concept evolved in 1995 by the American Nurses Association, the super specialty. So what are the job responsibility of the forensic psychiatric nurse? It is basically almost same like the psychiatric nurses, but little more extra things are added for forensic psychiatric nursing. The treatment, of course, the rehabilitation, ongoing assessment of clients who are both diagnosed with a mental illness and they have also done a crime. In a crime, it can be a murder, it can be a sexual assault, it can be any sort of different criminal activity the psychiatric patients have done. Okay. The goal of forensic psychiatric nurse is to balance therapy while providing a safe environment for both the client and the community. Reintroduction of these clients into society. See, always when a person has murdered and he has to go to community, what happens? A stigma will be there. Okay. So we need to see that this stigma is not there, and we need to give these patients a lot of support. They already have a stigma that they are a psychiatric patient. Including that, they have a crime registered in them. So these things will make it harder for them to sustain in the community. So I've told of different types of treatment as well. So trained in areas such as crisis intervention and intervention, they are the specialization areas. So learning how to combat violence, chemical or physical restraints. See, these are all characteristics or the qualities of a psychiatric nursing as well. They de-escalate a situation where a client may be becoming aggressive, such as with providing quiet spaces. So we need to see that they are protected, physical restraint, mental restraint, and all these things. And clean spaces or courtyards, encourage other healthy coping strategies. Restraint and seclusion can be traumatic, counterintuitive to the client's rehabilitation. See, when the patient is rehabilitated, so the murder can be done because the patient does not have insight. What do you mean by the word insight? Yana சொல்ல முடியுமா? What is the meaning of the word insight? Crowd is quiet, nobody is listening. What is insight? Insight, awareness of the surrounding. Okay, awareness of the surrounding is insight. Okay, a patient insight irukuduna, he knows, see, now we are all sitting here because we have insight of what is happening. But psychiatric patients do not have insight of what is happening around. Okay, so only on treatment they will get their insight. So during the incident, they would have not had insight because of the hallucination. They would have murdered somebody or hit somebody or stabbed somebody. So when they get their insight, what happens? It becomes a big shame for them. Okay, they become very upset. They need a lot of supportive care. See, when you take a person with cuffs in their hand, what happens to them? They have low self-esteem, apart from the stigmatization as well. Okay. So qualities and skills for a forensic nurse would be empathize. We all know what is empathy, integrity, trustworthiness. What's the meaning of trustworthiness? Any confidential information the patient is giving you, he is already a criminal now. Okay, plus he is a psychiatric patient. Any confidential information the patient is giving, we should see that it is used only for treatment and nothing else. Okay, after you go home, you should not be telling the information to everybody. Okay, or you should not be discussing about this in the bus. You should not be discussing this in the auto or wherever. That is the meaning of trustworthiness. And then strong interview skills. See, most of the time when you see psychiatric patient, what happens? Even to one sentence from their mouth, we need to talk 10 sentences. Okay, so we need to be very patient. We need to empathize with them, stay with them and see that, give them a supportive hand. Okay, see, I've got 2 black marks in them. One is the psychiatric condition, one is the criminal case in them. So definitely they will need a lot of support, okay? So, and resilience. That is coming back to coping and coming back to self again. Sometimes nurses, what happens when they do a lot of counseling that like this, they carry a lot of feelings back home. It can reflect their workplace or wherever they go. So it is better to leave the worries in where they are in the workplace itself and go. So ability to communicate effectively and efficiently, adaptability, able to put aside personal bias, opinion or stereotype. Example, being able to care for the clients who are committed murder or any serious crimes, a strong understanding of antipsychotic medications as well as the side effect. That is already a psychiatric nurse should know about it, but in forensic psychiatric nurse also she should be aware so that she gives the proper health education to the patient. And no stereotypes. We cannot get opinionated and go to the patient. This, okay, statements like you did this, what happened, I mean things that may hurt them, we should avoid such words. Very important because the patient would not have had insight when committed that particular type of crime. Common mental health conditions for psychiatric, forensic psychiatric clients. Schizophrenia, like I already told you that story, don't forget that story. Bipolar disorder, typically presenting either an extreme manic or a depressive state, and then schizoaffective disorders, substance-induced psychotic disorders, schizophreniform disorder, delusional disorder, shared psychotic disorder, and paranoia. So you can see all these types of patients can go into criminal acts. Okay, so it is very important for us to support the psychiatric patients so that they continue with their medication and not go into unwanted issues like crimes. Okay. So forensic nursing settings. So where are the settings? There are again institutionalized and community settings. See, any patient who is admitted in the psychiatric hospital after a period of time, after a period of rehabilitation, they have to go back to their they have to go back to their families again. Is it clear? So you have institution, then you will have your halfway homes, okay, where they are supported with family, and then they finally go to the community setting. So it is the same like that over here as well. So forensic psychiatric nursing institution continue to have an important place in society as there is a significant risk of violence, self-harm behaviors, okay? And then need for staff to continuously monitor, assess and interview the client's care. So these are the main settings. Institutionalized, then half the homes, and then they go to the community setups. Okay, next coming to other specifications, institution should have should promote. What should they promote? Safety and security. I know of patients who are normal, who become normal after getting a proper insight. Suddenly, what do? They find out, you have seen a lot of movies. Suddenly, they try to escape out of the mental health centers. Okay, so safety and security, lot of CCTV, and see that things like pins, scarves, and other things are not accessible for the patient. Even a small safety pin is enough for the patient to commit suicide. Okay, so provide individualized intervention, promote social interaction, through the use of multidisciplinary team, promoting vocational skills, offering educational access, focus on rehabilitation these clients to promote the highest quality of life moving forward. For example, we have a good big occupational therapy department in NIMANS. You see all chronic patients working over there, making candles, baking cakes. Even the hospital dress is completely made by patients. Okay, we have a center in Chennai which is known as CAR. Okay, so treatment for the schizophrenics are there. We can rehabilitate patients. Only thing is, we should continuously monitor those patients. Okay, over there we go to SCUF also. The attendant, the person working over there, taking you to the doctor. Everybody are chronic schizophrenic patients. Okay, we need to see that they continue with their medications, and we need to see that they are supervised. Okay. So there's a journal, International Journal of Mental Health System, titled Modern Forensic Psychiatric Nursing, which was released in 2018. What does it say about forensic psychiatric nursing? Provide an essential forensic psychiatric institutions, provide an essential specialized service for mentally disordered offenders. What do you mean by the word offenders? Offenders are people who have committed crimes. Okay, they are people who have committed certain things like murder or sexual assault, and so many things are there. And other with similar needs, both in terms of healthcare and decreasing risk of offending. See, there are incidences you can. I heard of so many things. Like one incident. This is also a real incident which happened in Kerala. Okay, many years ago, where her husband and her wife had a lot of fight. Okay, so what happened is, again the husband was a psychiatric patient. So what he did is, they had the fight, he hit the wife and she died. Okay, he wanted to hide this. What he did is, he chopped the wife into pieces. Okay, he chopped the wife into pieces. No, first cut her into pieces, put in the pressure cooker, cooked her well, and flushed the whole thing into the commode. Okay, so her mother rang up and asked, where is my daughter? So she said she's coming to your house. And he, very smartly, he rang up to the police and he said, my wife is missing. Okay, he also started searching as if the wife is not there. So this case was closed by the CBI. So after several years, what happened is, they found out when they were cleaning the drainage or something like that, they could see pieces of bone in the drainage. Okay, so they took that, examined it. This is the duty of the forensic department. They examined the bones, they examined the hair. Okay, hair cannot get smashed very easily. And they came to know that this man had killed his wife. Okay, these are the different cases which comes in forensic nursing. And again, a full investigation was done, and he told the whole story, that what he did to the wife and how he killed her and how he flushed her in the toilet. So there are different types of incidences which is happening, and we need the complete support of the forensic psychiatric nurse to evaluate each and everything from the patient, because when they do it without having any insight. So who decides if a client is forensic psychiatric patient? Okay, so who decides that? The patient, after he commits the murder, he is taken to the court. Okay, so the judge, what does the judge do? See, the judge orders a psychiatric assessment. Okay, during a criminal court trial in the offending state of mental health and insightfulness at the time of the crime is questioned. Okay, did he have the insight? The court, what does the judge do? They will send this particular patient for a complete psychiatric evaluation. Okay, they will not punish them immediately, because they are psychiatric patients, okay? Is it clear? Are you able to understand, students? Yes, no? Tired of listening? Okay, so the different is offered. So you can see over here, the person is transferred to the settings, okay, the psychiatric setting homes, and the court order giving them 30 days for evaluation, okay. He has committed a crime, he is a psychiatric patient, and they send him to the institution for complete evaluation. So what happens during the evaluation? There's a team of people evaluating the person. Who are the team? The team is the psychiatrist, the foreign psychiatric nurses, social workers, and other allied medical professions who conduct a complete psychiatric evaluation. Is it clear to everybody? So they give them 30 days to do the complete evaluation of the person who has committed the crime. So the appointed forensic psychiatric will present the findings to the court. Okay, so after 30 days, what happens? Everybody will evaluate them day and night. These rooms where the patient is staying will have CCTV and footage. Okay, so they will evaluate the whole patient, and after 30 days, they will come for the 30-day period trial in front of the court again. They will be produced. So what happens? The question often we asked is, did the patient have insight during the time of the criminal act? That is the first question the judge will be asking. When he committed the crime, did the patient have the insight? Okay. So if he has insight, so what do they do? Do they punish the patient? If the patient has insight, will they punish the patient or not punish the patient? Get clear. If the patient has insight during the murder, will they punish the patient or not punish the patient? They will punish the patient, okay? If the patient did not have insight, impaired insight, purchasing a psychiatry lab, if the patient had impaired insight, then the patient will be what? Not punished, okay? So, is the defendant currently fit to stand trial? So they will have to decide on what to do after 30 days in the court. So the outcome is, what is the result of the court order? So there are two things which can happen over here. The first thing is, the person is deemed criminally responsible for the actions at the time of alleged crime. I already told you the patient, the person will be punished. The second one is non-criminality responsibility due to mental illness. So because he is insane, the court will take their own decision. Okay, so these are the two things which will happen after evaluation. Clear to everybody? So this is the process. So the psychiatric patient does a murder, then they are taken to court, a trial of 30 days given, custody is given. So everybody, the psychiatric team completely evaluates the patient, they come for trial, and then if the patient has insight, they will do the criminal action will be taken on him. If not, other action will be taken. The patient will be kept in custody according to the policy of the hospital. They will continue to institutionalize. You can see over here, he will stay in the institution under custody. So until he is fit for trial again. And one more thing is, we should all know that the person has committed a crime. Okay, he's not only a patient, he's also a criminal. We should not have that negative impact on the patient. Okay, he is not a normal person. We should all remember that he is not normal. He needs our support and help. Okay. So over here, so he is convicted of. So what are the different, I hope the pathway is clear for you all on what happened if the patient does a crime. So the next phase, what are the different places the patient will be institutionalized. So there are 3 inpatient setting and 1 community. So it is a process from 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 5 will be the court order again. So first one is, I'll quickly go through it, assessment or acute intensive care forensic unit, where the patient is in acute stage having delusions and hallucination. So there he is evaluated just like the psychiatric evaluation. You will have to do what? Primarily the mental state examination for the patient, okay? And then evaluate. And then the idea of setting is to keep the patient safe and to give them the psychotic medications still to find out if he has insight or not. Again, you can say interdisciplinary team working with the patient to see if he has insight, counselors. Then second one is from acute stage it will come to transitional unit. Okay, moving from acute, what happens? A violent and aggressive patient can calm down. Okay, so he comes to the transitional unit. So partial insight is there for the patient and little or no risk of suicide. So you have got constant watch, okay, 24-hour watch. So over here you can see there's a significant amount of primary care building and therapeutic relationship. I think you will all know about the 4 stages of the therapeutic relationship. You studied in psychiatric, so the same thing should be implemented here as well as a psychiatric nurse. And then continuity and consistency of care. See, the patients are in critical stage. For a psychiatric patient, it may be a normal thing, but for a patient who's a psychiatric plus criminal patient, I think we have to take, it is more, they consider, even the books say, that he is in a critical condition. Okay, so you need consistency and think patient critically when we take care of this patient. So weekly should be done. Then of course your notes should be written. Check in medication administration and all your assessments. Okay. Then sometimes you can see they have given something else. Can be granted privileges like off unit time within the institution. Okay. Now you cannot keep him like a prisoner. Okay. So you can take some off time going around the institution in the institutional grounds without any supervision. Okay. Because he is also a human being. So he can be given some off time during when he is institutionalized. So important opportunities to begin with, reintroducing the science to society and promote social interaction. So this again is an important phase in the transitional phase where we start introducing the patient to the society again slowly. Okay. And then rehabilitation unit, I think the same type of rehabilitation which is given for a psychiatric patient is also given over here. You have your homes, halfway homes where we have recreational units. The therapies will come over here. Okay, different types of therapy according to the need of the patient. Suppose he's a manic patient or a depressed patient, schizophrenic patient. According to the condition of the patient, you can have your different therapies for the patient. And then your care plans can be given, promote medication and treatment compliance should be there for the patient. Then again you have your interdisciplinary team who will be doing all the activities, and you can accompany patient to the group home visit also, taking the patient home and visiting and coming back again. He may want to see his family again, okay? So all that can be done for the patient and different types of activity during the transitional. So last one is what? After this you have the court order also. This is the community setting. So over here you can see one word, warrant. Can you see the word warrant? What is warrant? Clinical setting with client remaining under a warrant, living in a supervised group, home or apartment. What do you mean by the word warrant? ஒரு பிரிசனருக்கு வந்து ஒரு வாரண்ட் பீரியட் கொடுப்பாங்க 1 year or 2 years. Okay, he is completely supervised. Okay, don't forget that he is a criminal. So he goes home also, he will be watched. He has to come for regular checkup. Okay, so sometimes they give him a depending upon the court, this again is depending upon the court, they may give him 1 year, they may give him 2 years, they may give him 6 months. See, because this patient has done a crime, okay, he has done a crime, so based on his murder or crime, they will think about the warrant period. That is known as the warrant period. So these are all new terms you will not mostly see in the other things. So warrant period. So in this warrant period, again you can have some strict policy. What he has to do, what he doesn't have to do. See, they give some things like not taking alcohol. Okay, when he is under supervision, he should not take any alcohol, or they will have some policy prepared particularly for the person who is on warrant period. So that has to be adhered. Then next thing is when the patient absconds from the ward. What do you mean by absconding? Okay, so what can we do? So again, we need to see that the patient is coming back, and then one main thing is when the patient absconds, what is the first concern of the medical team? Enna solla mudiyuma? Patient hospital ஓடிட்டாப்ல is a psychiatric patient and a criminal patient. நிறைய English movies பார்த்துட்டீங்க. What is the first concern of the interdisciplinary team? What's the first concern? Huh? Nama? What is the first concern? He ran away from the hospital, absconded. So what would be the first concern of the psychiatric team, forensic psychiatric team? Before that, see, the first concern is his next dose of medication. At the dosage patient okay, that is very important. Why? Because he can go back to his criminal activities again. Of course, you have to inform the police as well. Okay, next dose of medication, and the patient we should be very sure, because he can go into another criminal activity again. Of course, informing the police as well. Okay. The last one is court review. Every time the patient has go to the court according to the warrant period. Now, sometimes 6 months or now 1 year, depending upon the policy of the particular state, they will have a warrant period. So they will go for reviews often and see what the court has to say. Of course, a complete assessment will be done and produced in front of the court. Okay, so that's what I told you already. The whole team will review the panel and then discuss the particular case in front of the court. So discharge from the warrant is granted. So if the whole team agrees, okay, they will discharge the person from the warrant. I already told you what a warrant is, right? A stipulated period where the patient is kept under strict supervision and he has to follow certain guidelines or a policy. Alright, so according to that, full discharge from the warrant is given and could be voluntary, continue to see the. So after that also, over here you can see, could voluntarily continue to be seen by the forensic psychiatric team moving forward. So next it depends on his family members to bring him often and to see that he follows the medication and constant supervision by the forensic psychiatric team. Okay, maximum amount of time for rehabilitation, to rehabilitate the person and to see that he comes back to normal. Some of them, what happened from my experience, I've seen one person came to the rehabilitation center and he doesn't want to go back home because he's getting food 3 times a day. He's happy, he has all the activities, morning scheduled activities, afternoon scheduled activities. So whenever his family members come, what happens? He'll start throwing a fits. Okay, he'll show a fits and then what they will do, they start readmitting him. So care, support, why the family members are very, very important for a psychiatric patient, especially for a patient who has done a crime. Okay, you will all know that ஒரு murder பண்ணிட்டு திருப்பியும் வீட்டுக்கு போனா என்ன ஆகும்? The whole village will be talking of that person. Already he is a psychiatric patient, as a stigma. Then after a crime, again it becomes a bigger stigma for him. So family support is very, very important. He should be absorbed in some work, okay, and he needs to be under, he or she needs to be under constant supervision, okay, 100% constant supervision. So this is another review I saw where the psychiatric patients, it's a qualitative study, had expressed certain feelings. So I just put it out over here, the themes: recognizing suffering and need for support. You can see that a patient who has done crimes, okay, they needed a lot of support, responding to patient suffering, react to one's own vulnerability, okay. Suffering is obvious, okay. So you can see these patients who have committed crimes, they are already suffering, but inwardly they will be suffering. So complying the patient and becoming persistent. Then suffering is hidden. I've already put over here. Persuading the patient, becoming resigned. Suffering is frightening, adapting oneself to patient and feeling shame. Okay, so these are the different. I saw a review in the net. I thought I just put this is a person who has committed a crime and he's a psychiatric patient as well. And the wording was very nice. Being compassionate in forensic nursing, you can see over here, an emotional journey. Definitely, it is 100% an emotional journey because from the time he has no insight till the time he gets the insight, then get rehabilitated and going back to community, it is definitely a long emotional journey for the particular patient. So therefore, in conclusion, we are coming back to the same thing again. Psychiatric, I hope you are all awake now. Conclusion, forensic psychiatric nursing is intersection of mental health and the legal system. Forensic psychiatric nursing work with offenders who have been deemed mentally disordered and they need additional attention separate from the judicial system. So, assess the patient, gather evidence. These are the main functions and may have influenced the conviction, sentencing, treatment and the prevention. So we are there as a hallmark to see that these patients are not unnecessarily convicted of any murder, okay. We should show justice to the patient, give a lot of support and empathize with the patient. And just like any psychiatric patient, you have to do your mental status examination regularly to see the mental status of patient and see that he gets rehabilitated and goes out of the hospital without any stigma. And most important thing I've already put in the slide, taking forward, the patient can walk in any time into the psychiatric hospital to have a counsel, to get some counseling from the psychiatric team. Therefore, nurses should be smart and intelligent. Yes or no? Especially in for a crime event, there are so many things I read about crimes. Okay, she should be smart, she should be intelligent, she should be standing as an advocate for a forensic psychiatric patient. So it's a new area of work. Like I already told you, in Delhi you have UG students here. In Delhi you have MSc in forensic nursing. Okay, so you can outstand others by doing this particular course because it's a specialty. And what I was talking about, super specialty is not there in India right now, but there are possibilities of getting this super specialty maybe after a decade or so. So thank you for your attention. I hope it was clear for you all. Any doubts or clarifications? patient? Nothing. Okay. Thank you very much for your patient attention. These are not convicts, they are my students. Thank you. These are few references. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the powerful session. I request our moderators to review the session. So the session on Dr. Fabiola ma'am's presentation was awesome. Forensic nursing, who's a forensic psychiatry nurse, it's entirely new to me. I think it would have new to the crowd also. So she has told some examples how the criminal patients have committed crime. Actually, it is very frightening, very much frightening to have people like that around us. Apart from that comes caring for them. So ma'am was telling like a team of psychiatric crew is needed to diagnose these people and then excuse the criminal act. So I have some criminal rule, M. Norton's rule, that is individual at the time of crime has psychiatric disorder is not punishable. The same thing, we have the irresistible impulse test, the Durham test, the American Law Institute. These all four tests say the same. If the person committed a crime, they are innocent, they have a mental illness. And the civil responsibility also is clearly stated in the forensic psychiatry, that is management of property when the patient is having a criminal disorder, and whether the psychiatric patient, whether they can get married, and if they are married, definitely the partner will apply for divorce, and how they can go with that, and the testimony of their property, how we can manage that, and whether they have the right to vote. It is alarming to note that the psychiatric patients, they do not have the right to vote because they do not have the power to choose the leader. So with that, she has highlighted many things and devoted psychiatric team an emotional story. It was really very nice. And overall, I would say the nursing practice must conform to previous legal standards and continuously reorient to the ever-evolving standards. It is only the motivated and capable nurse who can incorporate legal knowledge while dispensing patient care, and it is to her that many patients turn for information and care. Hope the future generation will be such nurses. So once again, I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Fabio for such an amazing session. Thank you. Here I request Dr. Professor Mallika Kannan ma'am, Principal, Indirani College of Nursing, to honor the resource person of the day with small token of accomplishment.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
The value of today's skill determines the worth of tomorrow's success. Now the session is on digital mental health, setting boundaries on social media by Dr. G. Balamurigan, Assistant Professor, Telemanas, Nimans, Bangalore. Here we welcome Mr. Thiruvikraman Sir, Associate Professor, Community Health Nursing, and Mrs. Pia, Lecturer, Child Health Nursing, to introduce the speaker and moderate this session.
good evening to everyone. It's my immense pleasure to welcome Dr. G. Balamurugan sir, Assistant Professor, National Apex Coordinating Center for Illuminas, NIMANS. Sir has completed his UG at Dr. MGR Medical University and PG at Manipal Academy of Higher Education and PhD at India Nursing Council and MBA in Health Service Management at Anna University. Sir is presiding the General Secretary for Indian Society of Psychiatry Nurses and he is the Master Trainer RGUHS Education Methodology course and TOD for Program of Mental Health Care for Healthcare Providers during COVID-19 pandemic and BSc Nursing Curriculum Implementation. Also, he is an editor for Indian Journal of Psychiatric Nursing, official publication in Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science. Sir is being author for 3 textbooks, Swayam, NPTEL Certified Tamil Translator, and Sir has published 5 projects and guided 3 PhD projects and 19 PG projects. Sir is being a sectoral working group member expert for NAC Manual for Health Science Colleges and subject matter expert in nursing for Manipal Global Assessment Company. Sir has won first prize in poster making contest on World Suicide Prevention Day at NIMANS in the year of 2021 and first prize in scientific paper presentation conducted by ISPN NIMANS. Sir has published 60 research articles in national and international journals and presented 28 research papers and posters, and he is a resource person for 131 conference, workshop and CNE programs. Sir is being a recipient of Florence Nightingale Award from the Government of Karnataka. Sir has held life membership for 6 different associations such as World Federation of Mental Health, International Stress Management Association, Indian Society for Psychiatric Nurses, Society of Indian Neuroscience Nurses, TNAI, Nursing Council of Karnataka. We are very excited for your session, sir. Once again, I welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible now? First of all, I would like to please accept my apology for not able to be in person because of some unavoidable morning session. I was missing the entire thing. I'm missing and Jayanti ma'am, the team, and everything. Yes. So I would like to present a brief around 15 minutes. We'll try to complete this topic. So hope the screen is visible to all. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. So the topic what we're going to discuss today is increase on social media. So we'll discuss in this aspect what is social media, mental health, how social media and mental health are interlinked, impact of social media, both positive and negative, boundaries, future directions. And I shared some link for all of you. If you are able to see the link and respond to this to participants. Yeah, I think they are responding. Since it's online, I'm unable to see through this. They don't have to see how much you are engaged. Okay, fine. So if that is the difficulty, let me skip all these that engagement discussions. Let us go directly to the session. Yeah. So if we see mental health, if we see the WHO, what it says is state of well-being, basically that enables people to cope with stress. That's a major point we would like to say. We can't live without stress. If a person is mentally, it means the person is able to cope with the stressors. and also realize the person's potentials, abilities, learn well as well as work well, and to contribute to the community effectively. So these are the basic components of a mental health. Let's see all these components affected because of social media. So if you see in social media, basically social media is a form of digital communication that allow the users to form online networks and communities, mainly for the purpose of socialization, sharing information, and create user-created content. I think when I see the audience, at least camera can on this side, we see the audience. Is it possible to focus the audience? Yeah, students. I'm seeing mainly my teachers actually. Yeah. So yes, I can see all of you. Can you see how many of you? Sir, little. So how many of you have a Facebook? Can you raise your hand? Facebook account, Instagram account. Yes. WhatsApp. I think most of us may have WhatsApp. Yes. YouTube. Yeah. Twitter. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. So what we can understand here is mostly every individual in India having accounts more than one of the social media. Not one, more than one of the social media. And how many of you are spending on social media less than 1 hour in a day? Can you raise your hand? Yeah, somebody is responding. 3 hours. Okay, somebody more than 3 hours. Very good. So anybody is spending more than 1 hour? Less than 1 hour? Anybody? Okay. So mostly we are spending on social media more than 3 hours. Okay. What happens when we have accounts in more than one social media and using social media for more than 3 hours? Generally, it has a lot of negative impact. So along with the negative impact, what we can say, the researcher Lata Balan identified that this social media has played a major role during COVID-19 that provided emotional support to the individuals. And also it connected the people at the time of COVID-19 where we are unable to meet our relatives who are in the hospital. It helps us to connect with people. Also it shared the information related to the development of what's happening in the COVID-19. The outside, it shared a lot of unwanted information that could be others. So these are major uses, what you can say, positive impact because of social media during COVID-19 time. And in terms of mental increase the awareness. It also helps to communicate. So always the stigma is highly associated with mental health. So now people have started to talk about mental health in social media. So it improves communication about mental health, and it provides some spaces for seeking help. Where can I get help? And also because of this, there is some chances it helps to reduce the stigma. So even though we have all this positive impact, generally what happens, it causes a lot of negative impacts. Generally what happens when we start social media, we start to use like this. We start to use for entertainment when we are bored and when we are stressed. Start to use our social media. Then over a period of time, what happens? We start to increase more number of times. We started to use social media for longer hours. That's what we have seen, more than 3 hours. Then it leads to all these complications like social media fatigue, cyberbullying, and FOMO, fear of missing out. Because of these things, again we start to use the social media. So like this, social media is highly interlinked with these mental concerns because of the over and excessive use of social media. So when you see the negative effects on social media, especially in terms of young adults and adolescents in India, study Meta did a study. So it ended up in excessive screen time. So people started to use more screen time. That leads to poor sleep, and there is a lower self-esteem, also depression and stress. These are the major complications happen because people depended on social media for longer period of time. This is in adults and adolescents. The actual findings are about students. One is from West Bengal, another is from Karnataka and Kerala. Engineering students, this study from the Karnataka, and also a person with mental illness in a Treasure Acre hospital, they identified the more number of social media use among the person with mental illness. So if you see the risk factors, so if you are a male, there's high risk of using social media. Some problematic use of social media use. Then frequent users, those who are using more than 3 hours, they are having high chances to develop into social media, problematic social media use. And the individual in distress, people think that I am helping to reduce my stress by seeing social media, but actually it is increasing the problematic use of social media use. And also people are staying in accommodation, especially in the hostel or students, especially in terms of all the three studies, where people are staying in rented accommodation like PG, where they tend to use more time and they have for problematic social media use. And just I try to do a small assessment for all of you, but since because of technical issues, you may not be able to go forward. I'll tell you there are 9 important. Just I read the market by yourself. Right? I regularly found that I cannot think of anything else. But the moment that we'll be able to use social media, again go to social media. If you say yes, make it as 1 point. Then you are felt dissatisfied. And you wanted to spend more time on social media. That also, if you say yes, after 1 point, then you felt bad when you use social media. So that if you say yes, that's not 1 point. And try to spend less time on social media, but you try to reduce the social media time, but you are unable to do it. In that case, again, market yes and if you regularly neglect other activities like your previous sports because you want to use social media, so this again, market as yes. And if you want arguments with your parents or friends related to use of social media, if you say yes, market as 1, and your friends. And you are trying to lie with your friends and family members, saying that you're using less amount of time in social media. That is your nature, again, yes, and you have market as number 1. You often social media to escape from negative feelings, like your anxiety. Overcome that, you start to use social media, you can fall into the S category. And you had serious conflict with the parents, brothers, sisters because of social media. You have big fight with your family members. And if it is yes, market has come. If all these things are, total 9 questions are there, out of 9, if you scored 1 or less, which means you are a normal social media user. If it is 2 and 5, between 2 to 5, you are at risk of problematic social media use. If your score is 6 to 9, which means you are under problematic social media use. There are 9 questions. If you are less for any 5 questions, you are at risk of social media use. And if you score 6 to 5, you have more chances of getting problematic social media use. So this is what a simple way to understand whether you are at risk of using this social media excessively or not. Now what to do? So we understood there is a chances of social media. So first job is we should aware, which means am I at risk or not? We should know whether I am at risk or not. Now we come to know whether you are in which level, whether it's a risk or problematic use. Then you should act upon it. So next 2 slides will see what can be done to overcome this. then you can ask for help. You can ask for. So now we talk about act on how to handle this by setting boundaries. We'll see the boundaries in three broad areas. One is reduce online time, keep the focus, and spend more with offline friends. So how to reduce this online time? One important boundary what we can set is don't bring your phone to the bed. So you raise your hand, how many of you keep your phone next to your bed? So one important point is, please don't bring the phone next to your bed, and keep some zones in place, either hostel or home or wherever. Keep a zone, no phone zone, where I will not use my phone. Second, use it in a specific time of the day. You can't stop using mobile, but you can try to fix up some time. I use phone during this time. At the same time, keep the phone times. During this time to this time, I will use my phone. You know why? Doom scrolling, which means unnecessarily we do new engagements without active participation. So again, that will try to consume a lot of time. Avoid doom scrolling and try to use the digital well-being app. It's already most of the devices has digital well-being app. There you can see how much time you spend on each of the application device. Further, you can unfollow some account creates trouble to you. If you feel by seeing the account you are feeling very interest, try to unfollow those accounts in social media. And the only important point is disable all the notifications. Disable all the notifications so that notification will see the device. If you want to see the device, take the device and see the notifications. No need to allow notifications to prompt you to see the device. Disable all the notifications. Limit the checks, which means how many times you are checking the device, you can just limit. And remove social media platform from the home screen. So you can let it be in the other side. Don't keep it in home screen, because as soon as you open your app, Facebook or Instagram, you try to open it. Just remove that. And sometimes you can switch off your mobile so that you will be away from it. And try to use or try to remove social media app from the device, especially on the mobile. You have an option to see the desktop or laptop. So these are a few tips you can help us reduce the online time. And next, you can change your focus on online or social media. Basically, if you are trying to use media to substitute the real life, please don't do that. So try to be active in social media, not as a passive scroller. Engage in social media so that you try to spend less time. Passive, unless you waste your time to use the social media. And if you're feeling inadequate or disappointed in of this focus, and you want to share something, share a photograph of your talent, not to anybody you don't know about anything, and share your thoughts with your sister and family and friends, not to the unknown people. So you can focus on the people those who you know you can able to contact. So that's why you can change the focus media. That will help us to reduce our time. Then last one is spend more time with offline friends. So here also you can set time. Okay, this Sunday my friend, or this Sunday time to meet your friends and relatives, and try to have new friends. If you don't have friends, new friends, and try to meet new friends, try to meet your online friends. So that in-person contact try to facilitate and improve that, and try to join in a network, volunteer group, or a gym. You can spend some time on your physical activity or volunteering social activity. Share time so that you can be active with the people. So these are few areas how we can spend our time offline things. One is reduce online friend, choose your focus, then you can get more with your offline friends. This is we can do it act on. Once we are aware, we can try to act on all these. Third important point is ask for help. When you feel problematic use, try to talk to your friends and family members and tell your friends. Okay? The family is the first and most important area. Always be central. Talk to your parents, and express your difficulties in controlling the device. We'll help you to overcome this. Then you can talk to your friends, and you can talk to your people near to your even other. You can talk to your colleagues also how to handle this just for ourselves or for uh, students or neighbors. Sometimes what you may need some professional help also. So do you know, any one of you know the national mental health number? Anybody? Okay, fine. So we have an option in India that's called this Telemana. So that is 14416. That is a national mental support number. This number is available 365 days in 20 plus languages. If you are feeling high risk of social media use or problematic social media use, please dial to this number. And there will be a trained counselors on the other side. So they will to cope with people, share few tips to handle social media excessive use, and also be able to get connect with the professionals. So we have mental health professionals, cells, which includes the psychiatric nurse, psychologist, and psychiatric social worker. And also we can able to nearby healthcare facility where you can go and find the people, those who can help, they can help solve it. So this is the way we can able to handle ourselves. So with this, I am completing this presentation. Now it is open for questions and discussions.
Thank you, Dr. G. Balamurugan sir, from Professor National Apex Coaching Center, Telemanas Demands. So, Sarah given many take-home message for the students and for the participants. Actually, I remember one interview from Mark Zuckerberg, sir. After you are placed to the platform, Facebook, how many users, the WhatsApp, how many users, Instagram, how many users. In an interview, who's the founder, Mark Zuckerberg, who's the founder of Facebook, Meta, Instagram, all things, that fellow has given he likes reading books. He plays just to sit in social media for many hours, but that fellow is concentrating in reading books. So as you rightly said, I would like to tell the students to change your focus. So it's your focus on what you are going to focus on. So develop reading habits, and still this COVID-19 has us the disaster of over-dependent on media use, social media platform. Still now we are more dependent after COVID-19 because it left us more dependent with the mobile phones. More dependent on mobile phones, COVID-19 has made a greater disaster. So positive and negative feedbacks you have mentioned, excellent sir, it was excellent. And again, the myths are at risk in social media platform. It was a wonderful point. We should accept that. Next, frequent users, social media use the value 629 1 less 25 225. So I think everyone they have to analyze themselves with this score. So as I said, don't bring your phone to the time, no phone zone. We are implementing in the college side also. During college hours, we are not permitting phone to the students. But apart from that, as soon as the students leave the colleges, they immediately take the phone and till they catch bus, they will be walking on with the phone only. They will not mind anybody who are coming on opposite side. So it's the time, it's the take-home messages are there. Thank you, sir. Thanks for sharing. And the Telemanas number 14416 will be very useful. So shortly we can see many changes. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the conversation.
Thank you for the moderation. Learning is with pressure that follow with organizing secretary. Thank you very much. Even though you were not able to accommodate your great heart in fulfilling the session and doing justice to this, we are really highly pleased to have you for this session. Thank you very much, sir. Maybe in future we'll have your sessions in person. Thank you very much, sir. The treasure that follow its owner everywhere. Now the session is on artificial intelligence in clinical care of. It was the last session. Delegates, please come. Learning is a treasure that follows its owner everywhere. Now the session is on artificial intelligence in clinical care of patients with mental illness by Dr. R. Katta, tutor, College of Nursing, Jimma, Puducherry. Here we welcome Mrs. S. Kavita ma'am, Associate Professor, and Mrs. Rini Anna Ninnan, ma'am, lecturer, to introduce the speaker and moderate the session. Thank you, Helga ma'am.
Bangalore. She has over 18 years of teaching experience. Her research expertise spans mental health interventions, bipolar disorder management, and suicide prevention. She has successfully guided numerous nursing research projects published extensively in reputed journals. She has also authorized a textbook on mental health nursing and actively contributes as an editorial team member and reviewer for several academic journals. In addition to her academic achievements, Dr. Kavita is a sought-after speaker at national and international conferences addressing topics like psychiatric nursing, mental well-being, and professional ethics. She has conducted various workshops, training programs for healthcare professionals, and held certificates in various BLS, ACLS, Biomedical Research, and Mental Health Act 2017. Her dedication to nursing education research and mental health advocacy continues to make a significant impact in her field. I welcome you, ma'am, for the session.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, one and all. Yes. If you are with me for 15 minutes, we can go early. Okay? Just 15 minutes, we will complete. This is a very novel topic you would have not seen in your books. That is what? Okay. AI, artificial intelligence. Anybody knows what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence? You use or not? Yes, every day you use. How are you using it? Meta AI, okay? Chat If you are putting that one as your sister, it will answer as your sister. Sometimes even a computer you can confuse. So last week my daughter had a math exam, so she was giving a sum to a ChatGPT and asking what is 15 minus 5. The ChatGPT answered 5. 15 minus 5 is 5. What is that? 45. 15 minus 5 is 45. 10. So we get confused. That is the difference between a human and a computer. So when you involve AI in mental health or in mental illness care, you are supposed to be very careful. Okay? Because we have only given an input to a computer to talk like us. So we need to be very, very careful when we use AI in mental health. Already mentally ill patients, they are not sound and they don't have their insight. They don't know what they are doing. In that condition, when you are using AI in mental health care settings, we have so many possible good things in the air, but very few things are going against our will. So we will see a few slides regarding what are the areas you can use AI in mental health care. So these are the objectives. Objectives are not going in detail. We will go to the next slides directly. So what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is produced by human art and effort rather than originating naturally. So whatever AI is doing, it is not doing by its own. Somebody has fed the information in an algorithm form. So AI is just replicating our work. It is not doing the work naturally. That you need to understand. Second, the ability to acquire knowledge. Yes, AI has the ability to understand everything. So understanding, processing. There are two different words. What is processing? Just you are asking your Meta AI. Okay, what is artificial intelligence? Your Meta AI is giving a definition. That is processing. What is understanding? The Meta AI understanding your emotion. Emotion means what? How are you feeling today? You are asking one question to a Meta AI. How are you feeling today? So this will say that it was a good day. But you are expressing your feelings. It is only a processing for that. If it is giving a visual, if you are sitting inside, in front of a video camera and you are giving input of your face inside the computer, then it will understand your emotions by the muscle movements, your smile, your eyes, everything. It will analyze and it will give. That is called natural language understanding. So computer can do now two things. Natural language processing, natural language understanding. So that is what the future. You should understand and you should start learning about AI because it is needed in this generation. So this is what. So truly you need to understand about the AI. Artificial intelligence is a technology that uses computer to analyze the data and make decisions. It has a potential information care and nursing practice by providing real-time information and evidence-based recommendations. So we also said the same thing. So we are going. So where are the areas you can use AI in mental health? You can use even in the diagnosis. You can use in the treatment part. So this slide I will come back again in the last slide. So whatever you are seeing, we are going to see how that use in our day-to-day mental health area activity. So predictive analysis. This is a company called Mindstrong. Okay, this is like an app. How you are using? How many of you are using many apps? No, we are using many apps. We are using Facebook. We are using WhatsApp. Everything is an app. So like that way, this Mindstrong also an app. Okay, what for this app has been provided? Actually, studies analytically identify patient and suicides. Okay, by the data of the patient, because how you are interacting with that. That's Mindstrong. So it will analyze the patient's behavior and it will identify whether the patient is having a suicidal idea or not. Sometimes our patients will not communicate with you they will be masking their emotions, but they may chat in a way, or else their facial expressions, or else the words they pronounce may be different, because when the patient is going to commit suicide, the patient will have a pattern of speaking. So this Mindstrong will identify, the app will identify what is the patient's behavior, how the patient is talking, and from the talking, the computer will take out some of the ideas and it will create. It's a predictive analysis. It will say that this patient is going to commit suicide next day, or the patient is having a plan of committing suicide next day, like that. It will give you the input. That is called predictive analysis. So ranging from step monitoring, how many of you use step monitoring? Google Fit. Every day we are walking, it's monitoring our step. Like that way, we can monitor anything, your mood, your heart rate, your sleep. How many of you use your sleep this one? How many hours of sleep you are doing? You have a sleep tracker? No, you can have one. So 5 means I used to have a sleep tracker because I'm a very good sleeper. So I want to sleep. Sleep is the first thing which will make you healthy, I feel. Okay. So sleep is very, very essential. At 10 o'clock I put up my phone and morning 5:40 only it will be on. Like that way. So sleep cycle, even you can open my phone and see how many days I have correctly slept on a particular time. Most of the time this one thing eye levels. Okay. So like that way, this app will monitor the patient's sleep cycles, patient's electronic health records, patient's whatever the chat, whatever the patient had in the mobile, everything this will analyze and give you what is the mind state of the patient. Use of AI in the mental health. Everybody is ready to watch a video? Yes? A small video. It's a video, it just
your genetic data into actionable insights that can help your provider personalize your medication treatment plan. Let's take a look at how that works. First, you'll provide a fast and painless cheek swab. Here's what happens when our laboratory gets your sample. We collect cheek cells from your swab. With just the right amount of heat, a special solution, and stirring, we release the DNA from those cells. Then, we put your sample in a machine that isolates your DNA and washes away everything else. Now we have your DNA, but it's a very small amount. We need to make a few million copies so that we have enough to analyze. We combine those copies of your DNA with unique chemical mixtures to help us identify the specific genes we want to examine. Now, the fun part, decoding your DNA. Your body is made up of trillions of cells, which we call the building blocks of life. If you looked inside one of your cells, you would find strands of DNA coiled up tightly. When a strand of DNA is stretched out, it looks like a long, twisted ladder or a double helix. This strand of DNA is made up of tiny portions called nucleotides. You can imagine these as rungs of the ladder. Scientists identify the different types of nucleotides with the letters A, T, C, and G. All along this double helix, these nucleotides create a sequence, and chunks of nucleotides form genes. Our DNA is 99.9% the same from one person to another. And it's that 0.1% difference that makes you, you. It's this tiny but important piece of your DNA that we analyze at the Genomind lab. The small differences in your DNA are known as SNPs, or single nucleotide polymorphisms. Many genes can provide guidance on how well common medications might work for you. Here, for example, we can see information on your BDNF gene, which can inform on your response to depression and anxiety treatments. Or your COMT gene, which can help us understand how you may respond to ADHD treatment. When our lab is done with its analysis, your report is uploaded to our secure online portals. Genomind's precision health technology can help you and your healthcare provider identify safer medication options, personalize dosing, and prevent potentially harmful interactions. And it all begins with your DNA.
Did you see what is the video is about? Can anyone tell about the video? What is it about? Anyone? Come on. What did you see in this video? Yes. Anyone? Who's going to tell? virtual talk. How we talk with Dr. Balamurugan. So like that way, you are going and sitting in front of the computer and computer is talking to you. So both of you, when you're conversing, the computer is assessing where are your facial areas and how you are responding. So whether you are artificially responding or else you are responding from your heart. Everything the computer will analyze and it will give you the vision. So that is what computer vision. So what does the name means? The model is able to identify the patient with depression, accuracy rate of 85%. Sometimes the depression cannot be identified by us. So here, this is actually addressing up to 85%. Chatbots and visual assistants you have used. If at all you want to get a hair dryer or you want to get anything, so you will be going and putting in the computer, I want this. So it will be immediately telling, can I help you in this? So what are the specifications you are expecting? So that is called chatbot. What is virtual assistant? Virtual assistant means it will come with a vision like a robot or else a computer. It will analyze your face and it will give you a help. That is what the difference between chatbot and virtual assistant. So here I have put the difference. You can actually take the slide and read. I am going to delay. So what it will do for our private practice? So it will be doing a live chatting, medical transcription, updating medical records, managing reception area, holding the appointments, answering phone calls, insurance verification and much more. The visual assistants will do. Benefit of chatbot is increased access to care. Anytime you can use it, 24/7. Midnight if you are having a depressed feeling also, you can open a computer and you can chat with that. You can have the app in your mobile phone and you can use it. And cost effective because everybody possesses a mobile phone. Anybody is here is not having a mobile phone? Everyone has a mobile phone. So you can easily use it. Cost effective, consistency and reliability. Consistency means I will ask one question. What is the question you will ask for? Similarity and difference to a patient. Anyone? What is the question you will ask for the similarity and difference to your patient? Commonly we ask in psychiatry. Anyone? What is the common question you will ask for similarities and differences? Anyone? Yes? What is the similarity question you will ask? No. You will not ask any questions. Stone and potato. Everybody remembering stone and potato? Which one is edible, which is non-edible? What is the difference question you will ask? Or a similarity question you will ask? North and south. They will say it's the direction. Like that. So here what is the thing means? Each and everybody will have different questions in the mind. But computer will have algorithm. It will ask the question which we have already fed in the computer. So that's why consistency is there. And most of the people are saying more than the human, the predicting the diagnosis and in the treatment, computers are better. But only 85%. To reach 100%, only the human should work on that. Because we are only actually feeding everything in the computer. So remote patient monitoring, especially the patient is violent. Sometimes the patient is aggressive. Sometimes the patient is throwing things. So that time, more useful for you. Whether the patient is safe. You have put the patient in the circulation room, but you want to monitor the patient is safe or not. Remote monitoring is better. Because when human enter inside, sometimes the patient will have more stress and the patient may start beating or hitting you. So in that situation also you can use a remote monitoring. So cognitive behavior therapy, mental health monitoring platforms and personalized medicine platforms, you are AAS. also is very, very useful. AI is very useful. That is with the technology of optical coherence tomography. Means your eye movement, we can detect whether you are going to get the episode or not. Means the bipolar episodes is episodic in nature. So we can identify by your optical coherence tomography, you can identify whether you are going to get your next episode or autism spectrum disorder also. AI-driven tools are giving interventions. Now, because according to the child's nature, according to the child's behavior, the AI will plan the intervention. So it is very easy for us because when we give interventions, sometimes it will be like the general interventions. Most of the time, first of all, we will write test relationship with the patient, assess the patient's mood and this one, give the therapy. But here, you can make a personalized intervention for the kids. Schizophrenia, automated speech. Sometimes when you are collecting a speech sample from a patient, we could not identify whether it's a funny or it is a neologism or it's what. They will be having a doubt. So we can record a patient's voice, and when we are doing it, it will give you what is the abnormality in the speech sample. So by that way, we can understand, even though it is not our language, so we can understand what is the difficulty of understanding the patient's. The comprehension is easy. So this is how the schizophrenia treatment prognosis, everything it can predict. This AI can predict all those things. Elderly patients also, the emotional challenges, because elderly nowadays going for job is everybody's mandate. We cannot live at home alone. Okay, we are supposed to go for work, and your parents, most of the people are going for work. Who is taking care of the elderly? So in that conditions, the robots or virtual assistants can be helpful. So especially the patient with dementia, the patient with cognitive disabilities. Actually, AI is a helping hope. So what is the critic? So something I am seeing in the mirror, or something I am giving an input of my life history to somebody. So the privacy is a worry. So privacy and informed consent. Who's taking the consent? When you are using a Meta AI, actually Meta is using all your data. So you are not informed about, now the Apple company has accepted, yes, we are hearing everything about you. So no informed consent. And transparency is not there. So the person will not tell you he is using that one for research or not. Because you are giving the input to the computer. Then bias and fairness. Sometimes some bias can occur. There was an incident happened in US when the child was using a Gemini for getting an answer. The Gemini started scolding the child. You are good for nothing, you go and die. The computer is telling the child, you go and die, you are good for nothing. How we speak to our kids, that way the computer started speaking. Now they have put that community, there will be a community statement, no? Now they have, if you are asking a question on how to commit suicide, they will say that it is not in the community protocol. I will not give you the information after that incident. Okay? So like that way, computers sometimes it is not fair. And human oversight supposed to be there. Without a human, the computer cannot function. Okay? Then accountability and liability. Who is monitoring the computer? Who is supervising the computer? It is must. Then patient-provider relationship. Means even though you are using a computer or AI for your care, human touch supposed to be there. Unintended consequences. Like this AI has told, no, you go and die. Like unintended consequences can happen for the children. Especially blue whale challenge can happen, no? Lucia, it happened that the child go and die. Like that way, instruction only it will give. So like that way, it is giving. So there is no human touch. So you are supposed to have a human touch with the regulation and standards. Who can use it and how far you can use it? There should be a regulation. So what is the solution? Collaboration between AI developers, mental health professionals, ethics, policy maker is essential to create that bond between the human and the AI. AI is not promise and assistant inclination, but whatever the AI is doing, it is machine fed, means man fed machines. Okay? So whatever I have written and given the algorithm is following. Understood? So we need to be very careful. Sometimes if I do a mistake in feeding it, so it will cause a problem to a human. There is another significant concern in AI-based intervention in mental health. The algorithm is a historical data. Means I have referred 10 patients. With that, I am actually giving an input. Sometimes the patient who has come newly may not be belongs to the 10 patients. So that time it will be a problem. Because because that's what. Sometimes if the computer is not knowing the answer, it will bluff. So it will be a problem. You can confuse the computer. Okay. If at all brilliant children know, they will confuse the computer. So what are the recommendations? Enhancing training. Everybody should know about machine learning and all algorithms. Okay, the neuronal processing and understanding units. That's why Government of India has actually given AI as a subject in 9th standard. Okay, my child is learning artificial intelligence in 9th standard and 10th standard, which we learn only during the college time. Okay, if at all you want to learn, there is this one called Swayam app. Okay, Government of India has given Swayam app. In that, if you are going and putting what is machine learning, it will give you the beautiful explanation in a very simple 11 minutes video. Okay, and integration of human oversight and collaboration of AI-based mental health intervention is the only option. It means even though we are giving everything to AI, we need to supervise what the AI is doing. So this is the final slide. I have put in the first slide. So now if you are reading this slide, whatever we talk, it is given. So it is not only in the diagnosis part, even in the treatment part, your AI is everywhere now. Okay, it can sense, it can actually see your face, it can actually analyze your speech, and it can give you the answers. Even pet therapy has come in the AI form. How many of you know you are rearing a virtual pet? Don't know? There is one app called Which Touch They Will. Okay, I will give you the app name. Okay, in that you can have a egg, and the egg will be broken on 24 hours, and you can have a virtual pet. You can give feeding, or else you can actually take that one for garden, like that way you can have a virtual pet. Because nowadays we are living in the apartments, no pets are allowed. So you can have your virtual pet. So pet therapy can be a virtual pet therapy also. Gardening also there. Okay, gardening also in that app. You can even grow a plant. So how the plant will grow, like that way you need to water, you need to give a sunlight, you need to put a manure, everything. Okay, so the app list I give the map. So anybody is interested, you actually use that pet therapy also. So this is about the AED mental health. Any doubts?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving the detailed clarification on AI and psychiatry. And I request our moderators to review the session.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful session. So I am very happy to moderate this session because my son is studying artificial intelligence in BTech. So I am so very happy because I am moderating this session. So as we conclude today's insightful discussion on AI in clinical care of patients with mental health illness, it is very clear artificial intelligence holds immense potential for transmission of mental health care. We explored AI enhancing the early diagnosis and then personalized treatment and remote monitoring for facing individual mental health challenges. So as ma'am said, we embrace this advancement. We must remain mindful that technology should never replace the human connection and empathy, the heart of mental health care. So AI is a powerful tool, ma'am, and then but it works between thoughtfully along with the healthcare professionals and empowering them deliver more important in the compensated to the care. So I would like to express gratitude to our esteemed Dr. R.R. Kavita ma'am, expertise and insights, and all too for the engaging the important conversation. Thank you, and look forward to seeing the positive impact this innovation will be.
Herewith, I request Dr. Professor Mallika Kannan ma'am, Principal, Indirani College of Nursing, to honor the resource person with a small token of accomplishment.
Ma'am, இந்தாண்ட வந்துருங்க. வெயிட் பண்ணு. ஃபோட்டோ எடுத்தா ஓர வெள்ளையாக இருந்தது.
Respected principal ma'am, vice principal ma'am, Mrs. Jay Bharati, an observer from Tamil Nadu Nursing Midwife Council, and Ms. Jayanti ma'am and Dr. Kavita ma'am on the dais for the valedictory session. To acknowledge the gift and grateful to the source, to get the fruitful gift for the determined hard works, for the paper presentation and poster presentation. We have received around 16 paper for oral scientific paper presentation. And first place goes to Dr. Manimegle from Manakala Vinayagar Nursing College. I request our principal madam and dignitaries on the dais to give out the certificates to the winners. And for the poster presentation, we received 20 posters. In that posters, the first place and Dr. Manimegle madam getting the cash award of ₹500 for the best scientific paper presentation. There have been 20 posters displayed. The best poster, it goes to Akshya of Rock College of Nursing. The best poster also gets the cash award of ₹500. To get the certificates for the participation. From College of Nursing, Fifth College of Nursing, I welcome the delegate representative to get over the certificates. Next, the delegate representative from Manakala Vinayagar Nursing College.
Ma'am, get down.
Next, the delegate representative from Manakala Vinayagar Nursing College. Next, the representative from Mother Teresa Postgraduate Research Institute and Health Sciences, and get all the certificates. Representative from MTPGRAHS. Next, representative from KGMC College of Nursing. KGMC.
பக்கத்துல நில்லுங்க.
Kasturba Gandhi Nursing College. Next representative from Vinaya Mission College of Nursing. Next I invite representative from Sri Lakshmi Narayana Institute College of Nursing.
மேம் நீங்கள் கொஞ்சம் முன்னாடி வந்துடுங்க, கொஞ்சம் தெரிய மாட்டீங்க.
I invite representatives from Sabari College of Nursing to review the certificate. Sabari College of Nursing. Sabari College of Nursing, anyone say? Then I welcome the representative from Jitma to receive the certificate. Jitma College of Nursing. Representative from IGNC, College of Nursing East Coast, College of Nursing East Coast, please come forward.
மேம் தெரியலப்பா.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. The joy of creative process. Yes, now it's time to get valuable feedback from the delegates. I request one of the delegate representative to give over the valuable feedback.
Good evening to all. Myself Smriti Shikha from BS Nursing 3rd year of Sri Lakshmi Narayana College of Nursing. So today we have attended a national conference regarding the redefining and rethinking of the mental health nursing. So all these sessions were very informative and also insightful to us. And especially we have gained like this pranayam session. From that we have gained that how to reduce the stress and anxiety level of all of us. Mainly we are all the nursing students and we need especially this. And also Dr. Sheetal ma'am who have gained a complete knowledge about the mental health illness of the transgenders. And it was really and highly captivating to all of us. And I thank you all of us to giving us this opportunity, and every participant have gave a complete attention throughout all the sessions, and especially I am really thankful to stand all of you to stand before you all, and thank you for giving this me opportunity.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your valuable feedback. Anyone? Any feedback from 3D sides from Manakula Vinaya Nursing College? I request Dr. Ranjit ma'am from Manakula provided valuable insight into latest trends of psychiatric nursing and patient care strategies. The overall conference is informative and inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I welcome Dr. Manimegli from Medical College to me.
Side on, front on.
Good evening, ma'am. Can you hear me? Yeah, few minutes. Can you hear me? So, ma'am, really good evening to one and all gathered here. Ma'am, really a wonderful session. And it is a very interesting topic you framed here, ma'am. It's really, it is nice, and taken the resource person selected is also very nice from today's session. And one more person has taken a class very nice. That transgender madam, sorry ma'am. Ashikal ma'am. Class is very nice, and students also told, and they are gasping on outside. The class is very nice. So really the topic is session is set. I'm not taking much more time up. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request the observer, Mrs. Jayabharati from Tamil Nadu Nursing Midwife Council, to say a few words about the conference.
Okay, first of all, a warm good evening to one and all gathered here, and good evening to all the dignitaries on and off the dais, and good evening to all the delegates and all the wonderful personalities who are all present here. First of all, I want to convey my sincere gratitude to Professor Dr. Annie Grace Kalimadi ma'am, registered TNMC, and our beloved principal Mrs. A. Mangelkarisi ma'am for offering me this opportunity to be an observer here. And I also want to convey my sincere gratitude and thanks to this college principal, Professor Dr. Mallika Kannan ma'am and Dr. P. Jayanti ma'am for accepting me as an observer, and for the nice and warm welcome given for me, and for the nice hospitality given for me. Thank you, ma'am. And thanks for the whole team for coordinating this program in a wonderful way. When coming to the conference theme, rethinking and redefining psychiatric nursing in the novel trends and contemporary challenges faced in psychiatric nursing field itself reveals we are already entered into the redefining phase of psychiatric nursing care. And all the scientific sessions in these conferences are very informative and thought-provoking, and it makes us to think about in a deeper sense of psychiatric nursing care. When coming to the conference organizations, the registration process and the scientific session, the AVAs, arrangements and the seating arrangement, the hospitality given for the dignitaries and the delegates are all very good. And thanks for organizing such a nice and wonderful conference. And being a psychiatric person, I feel I am blessed to here to be an observer and also a participant of this program. And thank you so much for all the team members for organizing such a nice conference. Thanks.
Thank you very much for your valuable feedback. Now I request our Honorable Principal Ma'am to honor Mrs. Jayabharati, observer from TNMC, with small token of love. Jigma College of Nursing to deliver the few words and feedback about the conference.
Good evening once again. A conference, whenever it happens, maybe one single topic will be taken and deliberated the whole day. But whatever topic has been selected today was each and every topic needed deliberation of a day. But it was wonderful because
whole conference covered everything about whatever the newer things are happening in and around. Everything actually a conference has covered. So that is the beauty of this particular conference, and I need to appreciate the students. Really, it's good that you are there all through the day and with a cheerful face. That is the main thing for the conference, that we need some audience to talk. Because I have been to the many conferences, sometimes at the end of the day when you are getting a session, either you cannot speak because the crowd will be making noise, or else most of the time you need to talk with the empty chair. But both the things didn't happen today, because even though I was the last speaker of the day, I had a crowd as well as the cheerful crowd I had. And I need to appreciate Madam Malika Kannan. She took a painstaking effort to call people from all over the Pondicherry as well as from the other state for this conference and deliberation. And I need to appreciate the whole team effort that they have put day and night their work, and they have meticulously organized the whole day program without any flaws. So that is the one thing we should appreciate. Means sometimes the conference, the food may not be good, like, or else the students are actually not receiving anything, or else they will be making grumpy faces that the sessions are very slow like that. But nothing happened the whole day, because I was staying, I came mid-morning from the inauguration, I'm staying here, but still I felt that it was not tiresome or something, but that is because of their tireless effort. Okay, it went like a, just like a flow, it went. So that's what I want to appreciate the whole team, especially JP, the mental health department HOD, as well as the whole other team also. Because of your effort only, this has become a grand success. Okay, all the very best for your future endeavors also. I want to be part of that also.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I welcome Dr. Jayanti, Professor HOD Department of Mental Nursing, for the conference.
So good evening everyone. The conference journey is a sweet and memorable journey with short and sweet memories. So I need to thank our principal ma'am, vice principal ma'am, and all the organizing members, that is HODs, faculty members, all faculty members, teaching and non-teaching staff. So without their support today it will not be, and I should thank God Almighty also for this opportunity to me. And here I just present with the report. So it was already discussed, from morning 8 to 5:30 p.m. Our conference has been going on with various sessions. Our organizing team chairperson is Dr. Malika ma'am, and organizing secretary myself. And all the 8 sessions were taken, and we have given best to you. Balamurugan sir, those who he can't able to in person, we have arranged online platform, and the students, those who registered, and other nursing officers or various places, we have arranged YouTube link also for live telecast. So we have done justice to all the participants as per the guidance of our organizing chairperson. And total participants we received is 484. As this is a great pride moment, as TNMC has given us 500 to reach, we have attained 484 participants. And we have shared registration, done registration by 8 a.m. And we have given the pretest links over there. And we have started with the first session of Dr. Nadarajan sir, second session with Dr. Evan. And next we have started with the inauguration. We have completed inauguration and we move on with the break. And third session is with Kumari ma'am. And fourth session is by Sheetal ma'am. I think that session was admired by everyone. And fifth session is Dr. P. Jayanti ma'am, vice principal. And the sixth session, Dr. Fabiola ma'am. And seventh session is by Dr. Balamurugan sir. And eighth session is Dr. R. Kavita ma'am, who is here. And we have research paper presentation and poster presentation, and we have just now we have given certification for best paper and poster award also. And this is about the feedback link. And registration process for 75% of them had told it is excellent, and 80 of them told reception and hosting. And content of the presentation, 85% of told excellent, and quality of session also 90% they have told excellent. And respond to queries, again it is 85%, and time management, so it is a little bit taken, and 70% of them given as excellent. And hall and seating arrangements, 82% have given excellent, and overall conference organization like at 80%. And thank you. At this juncture, I thank Jay Bharati, who is a colleague of my earlier colleague from Law College, and I thank TNMC for deputing Jay Bharati as an observer for this conference. I thank you, everyone. Now I welcome Mr. Ma'am to share something.
Good evening, one and all. So, what will I say? Once again, a big thank you for all of you for your patient presence here today. And it was a different conference for me. ரொம்ப அருமையான கோஆபரேஷன் நீங்கள் எல்லாருமே கொடுத்தீங்க. And topic selection, speaker selection, 90% of the credit goes to Jayanti ma'am. So give a big applause to her. And Dr. Rajeshwari ma'am, my principal, along with me, she helped me a lot in refining this conference. And all my, including the organizing secretary, Dr. Jayanti, and all my committee members, by means of faculties, starting from the reception committee till the valedictory phase, all my faculties have done an excellent job. It's a big round of applause for all my faculties. And in the future days to come, we wish to organize many more sessions like this in the form of guest lecture to all the students, so that you gain more and more insight into many such topics. So thank you once again for your patience listening.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our principal madam to honor the organizing secretary of conference with a small token of love.
Ma'am, nara பாருங்க ma'am.
Next, I request our Honorable Vice Principal Ma'am and Organizing Secretary of the Conference to honor our respected Principal Ma'am, Organizing Chairperson of the Conference, who stands behind every success of ICON. Let us all cheer up. Let us all give respect and pride to our Madam. Now I request our Principal Ma'am to honor our Vice Principal Madam with small token of love. So thank you all. I would like to express the deep sense of gratitude to each and everyone present here. Let us all raise up for national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि எவ்வளோ இதில் உங்களுக்கு